KO debate series. We lit tonight. Y'all come through, man. Y'all know how we gonna show up and show out. See y'all all in the building.
Yo, what's going down with y'all, man? It's your boy KO. It's your boy Knockout. It's your boy KO 86. Knockout 86. I'm here, I'm live, we getting it cracking. Smash the like button as you come in the building, right? For another episode of Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Hit that super chat as well. Hit that cash app. Show your support for the hard work and dedication. We got so much to talk about. So much to talk about today. So many topics to go over. And then, as always, towards the end of the show, I'll open up the panel for you guys to be able to participate in the conversation. Shout out to my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful baby. Miss KO is up in here. What's up, baby? Salute to you. Salute to you. I see you in the building. Love you very much, girl. All right. Got a couple of super chats first, too. We got Emmanuel Carter, 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. He said absolutely nothing. He just showing love to the channel. We got Always Bet on Black, 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. She say Baltimore versus everybody. Baltimore is riding. They riding. They ready for this rematch. They lit over there. Let me slide up real quick, man. I got so much to cover, man. Y'all make sure y'all get the likes up, man. Make sure y'all go ahead and run the lights up so we can be where we need to be by the time I get to the bottom of this thing and we getting straight to the topics, man. Shout out to Trap Band in the building, Nuke in the building, Jay Catch Up. What's up with it? DC Dre deep in it. Emmanuel Carter, Fight Side TV, my dog, brother Huey Q, Mike Moss, OG, Dr. Mark in the building. What's up, Dr. Mark? World of Animals. We got TY 007 in the building. We got Kevin House. We got All Things in the building. Don't Mess with Texas in the building. Big Braille, Marzi, Tim Carey, not Jim Carrey, Kevin King in the building, Million Films, Always Bet on Black, in the building boxing, James Marshall, Miss KO, what's up, girl? Don Ballin, Johnny Spears, Savage Killer Queen, All Things, JA05, J Main, what up? Don't Mess with Texas, Double, Jace Boyce Sr. in the building, what's up, Jace? Ace in the building, Sunchild, Tommy Nettles, Desmond Johnson, what's good, bro? Salute, Desmond, in the building boxing. My dog, Jay Chestnut. What's up, Jay? Salute, bro. Hope all is well out there in the school land of going to college and shit, man. Night Rider, 16 in the building. My dog, Night Rider. What up? Gavin W, I see you. Fresh, 313 in the building. Chris, what up? What up with it, Chris? My dog Drink Mo Water in the building. What's up, Drink? Salute, bro. Mr. Boxing Fanatic, what's good? My dog 10 in the building. Right, Sean Kelly. Cam J in the building. What's up, Cam? Salute, bro. Salute, bro. Ramirez in the building. This is my first time seeing you, Ramirez. Got to see you come around a little bit more. Joseph Johnson, what up? What's good? We got to see you a little bit more, dog. All right, where we at on the likes, man? We got to run these likes up, man. The algorithm, we got to help it out. We got to help the algorithm out today, y'all. So make sure y'all run the likes up so we can get the right number of people in here. We can get the right amount of likes in here. Okay, Ramirez, I'm going to be watching you. Red Oak in the building. Cathenius, though. Cathenius, see, Ramirez, this is what happened. Cathenius been around a while. He been around a while. He been rocking out for a while, so we're going to give him a wrench. All you got to do is rock out for a while. Let me see you a little bit. Then I'm going to give out one more to my dog, Randall 700. Then I'm done for the day. Because once I get to 20,000 subscribers, we ain't giving out no more wrenches. That's my word. That's my word, man. We ain't giving out no more wrenches, man. 51 likes? Nah, that ain't enough. Run them likes up, bro. Run them likes up, man. Dank in the building. What's up, Dank? Salute, bro. Hit that like button, Dank. You know, we on the like check right now, bro. Trying to get these likes right, man. Trying to get these right likes. We got right Sean Kelly. 2-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. Right Sean said, absolutely not a god doggone thing. He just showing love to the channel, man. Appreciate that, dog. Appreciate that, dog. We up to 97 in the building. We up to 97 in the building. Chris is a channel member. We got to get Chris right. Chris a channel member, and he been showing love. Let me get Chris right. There we go. My dog Joseph in the building. Joseph, hit that like button, bro. Drumming for life. What up? Y'all hit that like button when y'all come in here. We just waiting to get these likes up, bro. Rodzilla, H-Town in this hoe. What up, Rodzilla Jones? What up, bro? 59 is not enough. 69 say Kevin House. Okay. Kevin say they hit the like all at one time. Bet that up, bro. Ready to get to this boxing talk. We up to 72. Bet, bro. We just need a few more. Marvin Adams, what up? Hit that like button, Marvin. TJ Donner, what up? What up, TJ? When y'all come in the building, man, put your seatbelt on when y'all hop in this car with your boy. WTF Media, what up? Hit that like button, WTF. We got a like check going. Trying to get these likes right, man. Ace over here lying and shit. Ace, I got to watch you. Ace, it's 98 people in here, not 98 likes, Ace. Or maybe he's saying y'all get to 98 likes. $74. All right. Hey, man, we just need 26 more. We got over 100 people in here, so we need to have 100 likes. Then we start the show. I appreciate that, WTF Media. You a real one. Ball Out Mixtape. What up? Ball Out. You hit that like button, bro. Hit that like button if you haven't, dog. Don't mess with text and say we at 79. I just need 21 more. It's all good, Ace. It's all good. It's all good, bro. Highly Gifted. What's up, dog? I'm telling y'all, man, notification been tripping. My dog Paige been texting me like, say, bro, you gonna talk about Terrence Crawford trying to make Tank be on his undercard? I said, nigga, I already talked about it. Dropped the video like 3 hours ago. He said, man, I ain't even see it. I ain't getting no notice. I say, oh, they playing with your boy. The climb is too, I'm climbing the mountain too fast or some shit, bro. Dead ass serious too. Best dad ever. He in here, he'll tell you. Like, bro, you gonna talk about this shit? I'm like, nigga, I already talked about it. Brashley, what's up, Brashley? NO Boxing 504, what up? Best dad ever. What's up, dog? We just trying to get a like check, fellas. Y'all hit that like button when y'all come in here, man. Hardcore Casual, what up? Facts, my notifications haven't been coming through. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Why we gotta run the likes up, man? Joseph Johnson, listen, yeah. Let's do what Joseph said so we can get the show going, bro. Joseph say on the count of 3, hit the like button. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit that shit. We just had 10 more people coming to build. I'm telling y'all, bro, the like button shit work. It's our trick. It's our trick. 2 cents. What's up, bro? What's up with it? It's our trick. Javon for 856. It's our trick to trick the algorithm, bro. That's how we get around and playing with the noties, man. We up to 91 likes. I just need 9 more people. I'm ready to rock. 9 more, we ready to go. He said, I don't need notifications. I expect videos every day, and you're going to get them every day, dog. Yeah, bro. So, yeah, like Best Dad ever said, though, if y'all ain't getting no notification, dog, I'm dropping videos every day, bro. Every day, at least 3 videos a day, unless something come up. Unless something come up. LaRon Jones, who? LaRon Jones. All right, we had 100. Let's get to it. Get the camera on, bro. What's good with y'all? Salute to everybody. Smash that like button. Let's get straight to it. What does Fundora do from here? Sebastian Fundora is a problem. Sebastian Fundora is nasty. Joseph Johnson with the 2-piece in the super chat. He said absolutely nothing. He's just showing love to the channel. Sebastian Fundora is like that. That boy been in the lab working. He fought behind his jab better. Now, I know Cordell Booker ain't no top fighter, so I don't want nobody to misconstrue what I'm saying, right? But he just got natural gifts that can't nobody mess with, bro. He got natural gifts that's going to be hard for people to get around. And that damn jab and working in off the jab. And then, so what he's doing is he's making fighters have to reach. He's at a distance that's like close range to him, but you still out at mid-range. So you thinking you can do shit to get away from him, and you end up getting caught with uppercuts. And then for some reason, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, bro. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gavin, Texas 16 South. Correct me if I'm wrong, bro. Didn't Fundora look like he had more power to y'all, bro? Yeah, his sister better than him still. But Fundora's growing on me. But just real quick, just aside real quick. Didn't his punches look more powerful than they used to, bro? I was looking at the reaction of Cordell Booker to his punches. I was looking at Cordell Booker's face, and I was looking at the way he was whooping them hoes, and I was like, yo, where all this power and leverage come from now, Texas 16 South? That shit looked different last night, bro. Or the other night, I should say. So what I'm saying is, bro, at 6'5" with an 80-inch arm reach that can make 154 pounds comfortably, kind of how if you watch his little sister Gabriella Fundora fight down there at 112 pounds at damn near 5'10", and she's starting to stop everybody, and them girls are just reaching and they can't do nothing to it, and she just fucking them up. Like, he's starting to look like that because he's fighting behind his jab, and what's out of distance for you is right at long range. What's at mid-range for you is close to him. And then when y'all both in close, he has a sneaky way of still getting leverage on his uppercuts, which is his most dangerous punch. And because his arm's so long, Cordell Booker was trying to like grab him and shit, but his arm was so long, so he trying to grab. It's like he trying to grab him, he couldn't even grab him right, so he going for the grab and then getting caught in his chin with uppercuts. Bow, bow. It's like, yeah, that boy gonna be a problem. Now, what does he do from here? I already drank. I already do your thing. Where does he go from here, though, for Sebastian Fundora? Now, his promoter, Samson, is saying that they're going to fight their mandatories if the WBO is going to insist they fight their mandatory, which the WBO has already ordered Xander Zayas to get the shot against Sebastian Fundora in the WBO. Samson say they ain't dropping no belts, and they want to unify with Bakram Murtazaliev. They want to unify with Bakram Murtazaliev, but they'd be if they can't get Xander to step aside, if they can't get the WBO to let them unify, then they gonna fight their mandatory. So Sebastian Fundora next fight gonna be a goodie. Right or block? What up? It's gonna be a goodie. It's either gonna be Bakram or a potential fight against Xander, bro. Now, I do want to say, after watching that performance, I'm kind of glad Earl wasn't ready. See, some people, Kui, what's up with you? Some people are going to like lie to you, bro, when you go by their channel about their favorite fighters and shit. But let me tell you something. Earl is my dog, and he one of my favorites. Coming off of damn near 3 years out the ring, if he's going to fight Sebastian Fundora at all, bro, get a tune-up, bro. Get a tune-up, bro. Because if Earl had showed up to fight that dude the other night, bro, and I think Earl might have got beat up worse than what Bud Crawford did to him, bro. And I love me some Earl, bro. I love Earl Spence. I can't wait for him to get back in the ring and shit. His style it's just not good for Fundora, bro. It's not straightforward behind you. Like, nigga, you try to fight like him, but he a whole foot taller than you. Yeah, because you don't like Earl, Drink. He a whole foot taller than you. And his arms are 10 inches longer, and you gonna try to jab your way in on him. He gonna be jabbing you. And then coming straight in, bro, the straight left hand if Fundora got down with the uppercut. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Go get a tune up, Earl. But shit, I'm gonna be rooting for Earl, whoever he fight. I don't give a damn. So, but there's that part of it. Back to who I actually want to see. He said, I'm an EJ fan. Nigga, fake news. My bad, bro. I can't tell. You just like Bud more. I feel like you gotta pick one. That's just me in my mind, bro. That's just me in my mind. You ain't got to pick, though. Drink. Be a fan of both of them. Rock out, big dog. Rock out, big dog. Brother Huey Q, you talking about an Earl Spence that probably don't exist no more, dog. You talking about an Earl Spence from 2017 fighting Kell Brook, bro. That who you talking about? He's not. You talking about the Earl Spence that fought Lamont Peterson, bro. He's not. He's no longer with us, bro. Sad to say. Sad to say it, but I tell the truth on this channel. He can't do nothing with Sebastian Fundora, bro. Now, Earl, go prove me wrong. Go prove me wrong now, but I don't think he can do nothing with Fundora. But back to the fights. Bakram Murtazaliev and motherfucking Xander Zayas. Sebastian Fundora, who has been put down before, who took some shots from Cordell Booker. His problem is he get hit easy. And if his chin don't hold up, somebody can get him the fuck up out of here, like Mendoza did, like Lubin almost did. You're gonna have to have power. You're gonna have to have power. He's not dead, just finished as a top level fighter, in my opinion. He does need a tune up. Double. Yes, Earl is human. He's a human being who's been out the ring for damn near 3 years. My rules apply to him. Just because I like him more than all the fighters I say this shit about, don't mean the rules don't apply. When you get knocked out, right, or you get stopped and beat up in brutal fashion, right, when that happens to you, the last thing you need is to take a bunch of time off and then be like, you know what, I'm going to move up in weight and fight bigger dudes. I got put down and stopped at 147 pounds. So my solution is I'm going to stay out the ring for damn near 3 years. I'm going to get a brand new trainer. I'm in my mid-30s, and I'm going to move up in weight. Notice how I didn't make anything up? You notice how everything I just told you is factually accurate, bro? He needs to get himself back right before he just jumped to the deep end, bro. But he a shark and shit. So go be the big fish, bro. We rocking with you on this channel. Shout out to 2 cents with the 2-piece, no biscuit and super chat. He say, KO staying solid in these YouTube streets. 100 always, bro. Always. Now, for Fundora, you got to worry about him against guys like Virgil, right? Guys with that thudding power that can really that can catch him, because you know he gonna get caught, right? So Bakram could be a problem, because Bakram No. Tim Tszyu was looking good in that fight. He should look way better, bro. I'm telling you. Maybe it was the opponent. We're going to find out soon enough, though, because he's about to fight Bakram or Xander Zayas. The thing with him, other than Tim Tszyu, he was beating up everybody that he got in the ring with, except for that one draw he had for Fundora. He was beating up on Mendoza before Mendoza stopped him, right? And Tim Tszyu got the cut, but Tim Tszyu was piecing his ass up early in the fight, was doing him dirty. So he can be countered. He can be beat, but man, he looking like a problem. He is looking like a problem. So I want to see him fight Murtazaliev. I want to see him fight Xander Zayas. I just want him to keep his belt. So if the WBO says no, then I'm pushing for the Xander Zayas fight. If they allow him to unify, then I think Baccarat makes all the sense in the world. The thing with Xander is I just don't know if your first step up fight need to be a 6'5", 80-inch arm reach motherfucker that can throw 100 punches per round for like your first title shot step up fight. I don't know if that's the answer. Like, yo, what? Like, yo, you want a world champion? You want a world title shot opportunity? Yeah, I want a world title shot opportunity. Okay, what I got to do to get it? Okay, for your first world title shot opportunity, I want you to get in the ring with somebody that got a 10-inch arm reach advantage over you and an 8-inch height reach advantage over you, and he can throw 90 to 100 punches around, and he got power. His defense is leaky, though, so you'll be able to catch him, but you just got to figure out a way around all of that shit. You got to figure out a way around all that shit. I don't know if Zayas' first shot need to be that, but you know, he had 154 pounds. Them shark infested waters over there. Creole, what's up, bro? Bella Faith, I see you. Them shark infested waters over there. Because if you don't take the Fundora shot, okay, you want the shot with Jermell Charlo, WBA champion in recess, or Bud Crawford, who's still a WBA champion, but we know he gone from the division, right? Or do you want the shot against what's the other dude name, bro? You got Sebastian got WBO and WBC. Oh, or the Jermell Charlo fight. Like that, like either way, bro, it's shark infested waters over there. It's shark infested waters over there. You gotta try to get that shit done. If you Xander Zayas, so he shouldn't take no step aside money. He should try. But bro, I don't know if your first 20, 21 years old, first shot at the world title, need to be stepping up to Sebastian Fundora. He been tested, you haven't. He been tested, you haven't, bro. And if you get in there, Xander could look good. But bro, it could get ugly real quick if he ain't able to keep up with what Fundora bringing to the table. And if Fundora take his power just fine, shit could get nasty in there. So we'll see how that go. But Fundora, to me, where he goes from there, man, see what the WBO talking about, because they got 20 days to negotiate. The WTF said he think it was the opponent. They got 20 days to negotiate. Or they're gonna strip Fundora if he can't come to an agreement with Xander Zayas to step aside and make the Baccarat fight. I think either one of those fights are great fights for Sebastian Fundora. If he can get them, hopefully those fights can happen sometime in the summertime. And don't look now, but as we kind of look at the lay of the land for American boxing as we get ready for Canelo coming up. But Canelo is doing his Saudi Arabia tour and shit like that. Don't look now, but David Benavidez, Sebastian Fundora, you know, guys are starting to make a name for themselves and try to get that next, you know, be that next Latino star. And you got to give credit where credit is due, man. They doing their thing over there. I think that's all I got on that, bro. I can't wait to see Fundora fight next, and I hope he chooses his WBO mandatory Xander Zayas or the IBF champion Baccarat Murtazaliev. As I get more news on that, I will keep y'all posted. Let's keep this shit going. So I watched Jaron Ennis have an interview on Fight Hype. We got 205 people in the building, so please do me a favor and be sure to smash the like button. We need to have at least over 150 likes. Where we at on the likes as we move to the next topic, man? Where we at on the likes before we move to the next topic, bro? Me too, Chris. We got to get to 150, 133. I need 17 people hit the like button one time. I need 133 people hit the like button one time, real quick. What up, Brandon? I just need 18 people to hit the like button, man. Tony T, what up? 136. 14 people right quick, man. 142. There we go. Y'all just forgot. I'm just here to remind you. And please donate to the channel. Hit the super chat. Hit the Cash App. Cash App's $ Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Or you can hit that super chat button. Shout out to my dog Dark with the 5-piece. No biscuit in super chat. He say Bud said he don't got a KO Canelo. He just got to win. It's gonna be Charlo 2.0. Now I will give Bud Crawford that respect, bro. I don't think Bud Crawford is going to bitch up like Charlo did, bro. And I don't like Bud Crawford. Bella Faith is in here. Drink more waters in here. They will tell you KO does not like Bud Crawford. I've even been called a Bud Crawford hater, I think. I've been called a Bud Crawford hater, but I don't think he gonna bitch up like Canelo, like Jermell Charlo. The Jermell Charlo fought like a hoe. If Bud feels Canelo power, he will still try to do his thing. And if he feels Canelo is too strong for him, he will sit down and he will say, nigga, it's gonna be you or it's gonna be me. If Canelo puts Crawford in a fight or flight position like he did with Jermell Charlo and Crawford feels that shit, he gonna fight, bro. He gonna fight. He'll fight. Like, you ain't gotta worry about that shit. Like, you ain't finna, he not finna just run around the ring scared. He ain't gonna run around the ring scared, bro. He gonna fight. He gonna fight that motherfucker. Straight up. He gonna fight. What Mel Charlo did is not what champions do, bro. And then was happy. He was happy after that. Don't get me back started on that shit, bro. But the thing is, Dark, it could be worse. Now he gonna fight, Kirk. He gonna fight. I mean, nobody knew Charlo was gonna do that, y'all. What's up, Tunnel? I see you in the building, Tunnel Vision. What's up? We didn't know Charlo was gonna do that. If I'm wrong, I'll be wrong, and I don't give a damn. I ain't no Bud fan. I ain't gonna be here to defend him. If he fight like a bitch, I'm gonna be like, yo, he fought like a bitch after all that talking. But I ain't never seen him do it. I didn't predict Charlo was gonna do it before the fight. So we'll see, but we can't put that on Bud, bro. We can't put that shit on Bud, dog, because he done fought like a dog his entire career. Now, this Boots interview, man. This Boots in his interview, man. Very interesting interview, man. He was kind of stumbling over his words a bit when Virgil Ortiz came up. Y'all peeped that? He was like, oh, it was some confusion, you know. But he at 154, I'm at 147. He at 154, I'm at 147, you know, but that's a fight that could happen in the future. Say, man, what's up with that, though? Boots fans. Boots is overrated, Sean Porter voice. What's up with that, bro? Why he stuttering and mumbling and bumbling over his words, man? I didn't like that shit. Now I feel like I gotta see Boots. Now I feel like I gotta see Boots fight motherfucking Virgil Ortiz. Like, because of how he's acting about this shit, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm really getting to the point where, like, I just don't care unless it's Virgil. I'm trying to see something. Like, I don't care. Oh, he beat Stanley Onis. That's cool. What's up with Virgil? Oh, he beat Brian Norman Jr. That's cool. What's up with Virgil, bro? Cause I don't like the energy. I can think you can do something to Virgil all day long, but bro, I see you on camera. Say you want all the top names at 154. How you and Virgil have a weight discrepancy when you sent Charles Conwell an offer at 154, bro? Yeah, Mr. Blue, go watch it. So I gotta see that, bro. I gotta see what's up. I gotta see what's up, because I think Boots is far more talented than Virgil, but Tony T said it, like, Virgil been fighting. And by the time they get to each other, y'all need to be in that motherfucker, have fought somebody, bro. So I didn't like that part of the interview. The main thing I ain't like about the interview, man, what? Why you gotta put Tank Davis and Boots in this title, bro? Fight Hype, Fight Hub, these publications, bro. Why is Tank Davis? The Tank Davis Shakur portion of that video was about 30 seconds to a minute long, bro. About 30 seconds to a minute long, bro. Why, bro? Jup, what up? Arena, what up? I'm looking at the title. I'm like, oh, that nigga about to be talking about Tank and Shakur. That shit somewhere in like 6 or 7 minutes into the interview, and it's only about a minute long. And he didn't even say what they said in the title. The title say some shit like, he must fight Shakur Stevenson. That nigga said if Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach don't happen next, then Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson should fight. Which I ain't got no problem with. I ain't got no problem with it. I ain't got no problem with it at all. But man, put him on to standing owners in the title of that video, bro. Hell, put Virgil Ortiz in the title of that video. Put something relevant to Boots, bro. Fresh Baker, what up? Niggas is starting to do interviews, and then when they do the interview with somebody, they ask them, then they make sure they throw one Tank question in there so they can put Tank in the title. I ain't like that shit either, bro. I ain't like that shit either. They also asked him about Brian Norman Jr. ducking ass. See how I can go. I keep the same energy. Like, yeah, I don't like Boots' behavior towards Virgil Ortiz and shit. But this shit with Brian Norman Jr. and Brian Norman Sr., man, them dudes, it's something wrong with them. It's something wrong with them, bro. Like, I want to see the fight. I ain't saying Boots don't fight him or whatever, but, bro, like, I just want to remind y'all that Brian Norman Jr. is fighting this weekend. He's fighting this weekend on the undercard of Michaela Mayer and Sandy Ryan for about $300,000. He could have been fighting Boots for $1.7 million in a main event on a unification fight. Let that shit sink in. That's what I'm saying. Put Standing Owners on there. Put Standing Owners on there or something. I know it's Georgia all day for some of y'all. I believe Bella Favor repping with Brian Norman Jr. I think she's a Brian Norman fan. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what I'm telling y'all is, like, stop with the bullshit, bro. Boots versus Stan, like, the Normans don't get to say shit about Boots, bro. Okay? Him and his daddy shouldn't be allowed to talk about Boots, because the only reason they talking about Boots because they fighting a trash-ass opponent, bro. These niggas is doing interviews talking about Boots and Iman Standing Owners. How many times you heard Brian Norman sing? He go on all these platforms. How many times y'all heard him bring up Cuevas, bro? I ain't heard him talk about Cuevas next. I mean, at all, bro. I ain't heard him. I ain't seen one title that he been in an interview on where I heard him talking about Tank. I heard him talking about Tank and Lamont Roach. I heard him talking about Boots Ennis and Teofimo Lopez. I ain't heard him say shit about Fuegos Rancheros, bro. That's a good ass breakfast dish too. Them tortillas and them eggs and shit. Yes, he fighting Jup this weekend. Fuegos Rancheros is his name, Jup. Fuegos Rancheros. It's a Mexican breakfast dish. It's a Mexican breakfast dish, bro. Oh, he not Mexican, he Puerto Rican. Well, what's over there that's good? What's over there that's good? I just say that because of his name, though. Y'all get the point, bro. On the undercard of Mayer and Ryan. Michaela Mayer and Sandy Ryan and shit. Yeah, like, remember that shit. Roach con pollo. Yeah, that shit. That shit. Like, that's what he fighting, bro. Instead of Boots. So, I don't want to hear shit about, I don't want to hear nothing Brian Norman Jr. Sr. got to say about Jaron Boots Ennis. You had an offer to fight Boots. You had that offer to fight Cuevas. Boots was more money. Cuevas was less money. Boots was a unification. Cuevas is a voluntary title defense. Boots is a main event fight. Cuevas, you on the undercard. Case closed. Case closed. So I ain't mad at Boots Ennis for being like, man, nigga, I ain't talking about that nigga. I'm focused on him. Munch Standing Owners. Because number one, Standing Owners so far has looked like a better fighter than Brian Norman Jr. And number two, he a champion, right? They got a great resume compared to Brian Norman Jr. He beat Butayev. who beat up Jamal James. If you know, you know. My true boxing fans know what I'm talking about. D-Free, what up? So that boy can fight. Stanley can fight. Brian Norman ain't been through it like that, bro. He been through nothing like that. You turn all that shit down to be on the undercard. You heard me. Emmanuel Stanley look like a better fighter than Brian Norman Jr. See, you forget Brian Norman Jr. looked like shit under his top-ranked contract until the Gervonta Santillan performance. You're not talking to a casual. You know and I know. Against them dudes he was fighting, he didn't get no stoppages since he signed the top rank. And because he was doing so bad, that's why they made him fight Gervonta Santillan in Gervonta Santillan's hometown of San Diego, California, because they was ready to give up on Brian Norman Jr. because he looked so trash in his first few top-ranked fights. This is me you talking to, Bella. This is me. This is me. Calm down. Calm down. This ain't, you know what I mean? This ain't one of them other channels that you can get that shit off on, man. I watch all the Brian Norman Jr. fights. I'm a fan of how he fight. Not a fan of the move of ducking Boots Ennis, right? But we're not going to act like they wasn't trying to just give up on him and give him and feed him to Santillan because of how bad he was looking. And Gabriel Mastery is a more decorated and better fighter than everybody that Brian Norman ever fought, except for maybe Gervonta Santillan. But it's cool, though. Like, I want to see Norman get his opportunity. I'm mad he ain't take the Boots fight. But as far as Boots interview, continuing on that, right? I ain't got no problem with him wanting to ignore the Brian Norman Jr. questions and shit. Because Brian Norman Jr. And his daddy ducked him. Brian Norman Jr. and his daddy ducked him. AWM Podcast, what's up, dog? What's up, dog? Nick J, I see you in the building. Queens of Boxing Talk. Rampage, what's up? Young Poppy, I see you, bro. Y'all smash the like button as y'all come in here if y'all haven't already. We cooking. Yeah, he ain't take 10 times his biggest payday, and niggas was taking up for Brian Norman and shit. Now he about to, y'all about to get, that's okay for all y'all that was taking up for Brian Norman Jr. Half of y'all probably didn't even know the nigga was fighting. Bella probably knew. Nick J knew the nigga was fighting this weekend, but a lot of y'all that was taking up for him, y'all didn't know he was fighting this weekend, bro. Pearl Infinity, what up? On Michaela Mayer and Sandy Ryan's undercard. And like Drink said, shout out to the ladies, but in the history of boxing, how many times a full men's championship fight with a full men's champion been on the undercard of a woman's fight, bro? And that's no disrespect. I'm just saying he making history. All the wrong kind of history around this bitch, man. You fighting that shit instead of this goddamn Jaron Boots Ennis fight. And guess what? Jaron Boots Ennis is getting better by fighting Stanley Ennis. He did his carrying shit. By the time he get to you, man, it might be over with. Goddamn undercard, man. Niggas crazy. Did y'all catch Senior versus Greg Hackett? Man, I ain't spend my time on that shit. My channel, I feel I'm about to block you for like 10 minutes, 10 seconds, bro. And you the homie, Ghetto Fat. I'm going to give you a wrench after this, but just because you put that in my chat, bro, it just make me feel some type of way as a man that you would bring up that fake ass boxing match, bro. Just as a man, I feel some type of way, bro. But I'm going to give you a wrench after. I just got to get you for 10 seconds just to make me feel better about myself as a man. You know what I'm saying? Just a little 10-second, John. You know what I mean? Then when you come back, drop a comment. We'll give you a wrench and shit, bro. Norman Sr. versus fucking Greg Hackett. Bring that shit up in here. We talk about real boxing over here. We don't talk about no bullshit. Go ahead and drop a comment, man. It's been 10 seconds. I get you right, bro. Shout out to my dog, Ghetto Fab. I just had to do it, bro. Go ahead and drop a comment. I get you right, bro. I'm going to get 2 cents right, too. 2 cents. I see you over there on the homie Just Do Stuff, so I rock with you. He rock with you. I rock with you. We locked in. I Ghetto Fab. There you go. I got you, bro. Yeah, don't bring up. Listen, bro. Don't bring up Jake Paul in my shit and his fights that he be having. Don't bring up none of that shit over here, bro. If it's a bullshit gimmick fight, don't bring that shit over here, bro. Don't bring this shit over here, bro. I'm not gonna want to talk about it, and I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get mad, not like mad, like for real, but I'm gonna mess with you a little bit for that shit. We cover real shit over here. Real fights, real boxers, real fights. But overall, the interview on Fight Hype is only 12 minutes long. World of Animals, appreciate you. Oh, Kevin, I got you, Kevin. 2 Cents, is that your other channel? Is that you on 2 different channels, or is that a whole nother 2 Cents? 2 Cents Boxing is in the building. Y'all go subscribe to her channel. Is this like the same person, or y'all 2 different people? Cassandra, I see you. What's up? No. I like Jake Paul, the promoter. Fire. He just signed Baumgartner. He getting the ladies the bags and shit. And I cover all the boxing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you. Okay, that's different people. Okay, bet. I ain't know. You know, sometimes people be having 2 different channels and shit. I got you, 2 Cents Boxing. Salute to 2 Cents Boxing. Y'all go subscribe to her channel, man. 290 people in the building. Please smash the goddamn like button. We got 201 likes. Let's try to get to 250 likes. So it's only a 12-minute long interview. Go check it out. I think I covered pretty much everything. They asked him about the Canelo and Crawford fight as well. He said it's a really good fight. It's good for boxing. You know, I don't really care. We'll talk about Crawford and Canelo as we get closer to it. I'm not really on that. Shout out to my dog 10 with the 2-piece in the super chat. He said absolutely nothing. He just showing love to the channel. Let's keep the show going. We got Bivol about to be stripped if he picks Beterbiev over Benavidez. This shit is official. It's going to happen if he do that shit. Let me tell y'all something, bro. I'm not mad at nobody. Opulent LD, what's good, dog? I'm not mad at nobody that's in Benavidez's position, bro. Like, for boxing, Beterbiev is my dog. Beterbiev, he deserves his fucking shot. Nigga, I beat you the first time, right? I become undisputed. You beat me in 2 close fights or whatever, and then, nigga, I want to run it back. I need my third. Right? My problem, and this is why I don't be fucking with these belts, bro. And the take always age like fine wine because it's always some bullshit. I got another take that's going to age like fine wine later in this goddamn show. All you got to do is look at the goddamn title of the video or the title of the live stream. We're going to get there when we get there. We cooking though. This why I don't fuck with the WBC. Canelo, bro, David Benavidez was Canelo's mandatory for 11 years, dog. He was this nigga's mandatory for like 2,221 days, bro. And they never ordered Canelo to fight this man. They never ordered him to fight this man. But now they ordering Bivol to fight him, and they gonna strip him if he don't fight him. Talk about preferential treatment and picking and choosing and shit. That's why I don't be fucking with these belts, bro. That's why I don't be fucking with these sanctioning bodies. They ranking systems, all this shit. Crooked, man. Crooked as fuck. And y'all be putting stock in this shit. The belts matter so much. And the belt. The belt. He became world champion. Is the belt. Your favorite fighter will never unify. Unification. Your favorite fighter unified. They don't even give a fuck about their own belts. Okay, writer's block. Facts. They don't even give a fuck about their own belts. They don't hold no standards to them. They let motherfuckers. Nigga, you can get knocked out. You can get knocked out and move up and get a title shot. TJ Doheny just fought Nick Ball for a title, nigga. TJ Doheny. This nigga, he got knocked out by Monster at 122. And then he about to he got a title shot at Nick Ball at 126 and got his ass whooped. Did anybody see that fight? I did. That was a WBA. That was a WBA. Then the WBC, they was about to let Cordina get a shot at Shakur. What's up, Kamal? They were about to let Cordina get a shot at Shakur. That nigga got his ass knocked out by Anthony Fakashi. Fakashi bread. Baguette bread. Fakashi. Fakasha bread. Yeah, he got his ass knocked out by him. Moved up, that was about to let him fight Shakur Stevenson for the WBC title after getting knocked out. by a nigga with 4 knockouts and 25 fights. That's why I be telling y'all, man, fuck them belts, bro. Y'all be putting stock in these shits. These shit be paid and bought for. They be paid and bought for, bro. Yeah, they one ball, yeah. Nick Ball kicked the shit out of him with his hands and his feet. He put hands and feet on TJ Doheny, literally. Literally put hands and feet on that man. Evan Houdini, what up? So I say all that to say to bring it back around, right? Like, those little bullshit examples I gave y'all and shit. Come on, bro. That's why I say fuck these goddamn belts. And that's why I be telling y'all fuck these goddamn belts. And if I'm David Benavidez, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, go WBC, go WBC, go WBC, because you done fucked me over for like 4-5 years straight when it come to Canelo. Shit, if I'm David Benavidez, that's right, nigga. I'm not taking no step aside money. Right? I don't give a fuck about Turkey. I don't give a fuck about Bivol, nigga. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I want my shot. Because you niggas made me wait for 13,000 days and a half day to get this shot, nigga. I'm not moving away. I'm not stepping aside. So I get it. For boxing, it's like, yo, Better Beef deserve that run back and shit. But David Benavidez should not give a fuck what the fuck Better Beef got going on. His team, Samson, PBC, Al Heyman, his handlers or whatever, they should not give a fuck. They should not care at all. What the hell Turkey and them got going on? Boy, you trolling like a motherfucker, boy. Too little. Too little. If Raymond Ford was catching him with them uppercuts, bro, and blood in his nose up, that's Tank money punch. Nick Ball too reckless. You trying to get reckless in that bitch with Tank coming at him like that, boy, you going to get countered into oblivion, bro. The key against Tank Davis is to make him be first and push him back that way. But if you push him back too aggressively and you start walking in the shots, you getting fucked up. Nick Ball ain't doing shit with no goddamn Tank Davis. Because he won't make Tank fight to his weaknesses. And they're not necessarily weaknesses. It's just you have a better shot to beat him. But we don't even know if that means you have a better shot to beat him, because if Tank is on his shit and he's being first, walking you down, going for the knockout, but fully focused, he could still be a fucking problem. But I don't want to talk about Tank. We're talking about Bivol being stripped if he picks Better Beef over Benavidez. And I think that is some bullshit, but I get what Benavidez is going to do. I get what Benavidez is going to do. Right? Benavidez, it's like, no, I want my shot. I want my opportunity. I don't want to wait. And you know why? Because he was promised the winner of the second fight. So why the fuck should I believe you, Turkey? I see your motives, nigga. You listen. When somebody show you who they are, believe them, bro. Turkey already showed David Benavidez and his team that, oh, nigga, you didn't want to sign long term. You didn't want to come over here and fuck with the big dog Turkey. Then shit, we just gonna make Better Beef versus Bivol 3. So what you think the next thing gonna be? After they get done with the third fight, they're gonna be like, yo, you gonna sign long term? David Benavidez gonna be like, no. They're gonna be like, I'm not interested in that fight no more, nigga. I want to make Bivol versus Anthony Yard, nigga. I'm interested in Bivol versus Anthony Yard now, or Better Beef versus Anthony Yard part 2. So, nigga, you get in where you don't trust nobody but the people that's directly involved with your career, whose interests are mutually aligned with yours. And when they call you the mandatory and you David Benavidez, boy, you don't move out that position for nothing. You tell them niggas, yeah, I'll fight Callum Smith. I'll fight Callum Smith for the full WBC title. Vacate that bitch. Yeah, I'll fight Callum Smith for the full-fledged WBC title. Vacate that bitch and allow us to fight for the vacant. I'll fight Callum Smith. Elevate me. Strip that nigga and elevate me, and I will fight Callum Smith. I will make my first title defense against Callum Smith. That's the type of time he is on, based on his words, based on the words of his promoter. And that's the type of time he should be on. Roach, I say that's not an easy fight either. I hear you, bro. I hear you. David Benavidez is a dog, though. That boy a dog. Like, he done showed me enough. Like, somebody gonna have to show me with him. The two other best fighters in his division, or one's 40 years old, the other one's in his mid-30s. Callum Smith already got beat on by Canelo Alvarez at a smaller weight class. Niggas got to show me with David. Now, you tell me he moving up to cruiserweight to fight Jao Pataya. Okay, now, nigga, I got questions. But at 175, somebody gonna have to show me. Yeah, dang, father, I'm not trying to see that shit, bro. They let Better Be Even Bivol fight for 3-time undisputed, and then goddamn David Benavidez and Callum Smith are unifying the regular WBA, the interim WBC, and the interim IBF titles. You don't get the fuck out my face. Big Bob Gunn, what up? You don't get the fuck out my face with that shit, bro. I'm not trying to watch. I don't want, because nigga, and the crazy thing is, dang, fight fans be so fickle, bro. Fight fans be such bitches about it, man. Like, niggas is gonna blame David for that. Niggas gonna blame David Benavidez. Gonna blame David Benavidez for fighting for secondary titles because won't nobody give him a shot. Won't nobody give him an opportunity, bro. He's literally fighting the next best thing, man. For the next best thing that he could fight for. And it's not because he wants to, it's because niggas is ducking him, bro. I just need Bivol to make a decision. And listen, what decision do I want him to make? I'll tell you right here. The knockout that don't have no agenda will tell you that Better Be and Bivol is the right move. It's the right move for boxing. It's the right fight for boxing. The Turkey hater in me tells you, I hope Al Heyman and them pull this fight out from under Turkey's motherfucking feet. Yeah, I hope Benavidez either get the shot or that Bivol get stripped. Don't move like these other content creators. Yes, bro, I have my biases. I have my agendas. I have certain motherfuckers that I do not like. And I have some that I like more than others. Okay? And I like Benavidez. And I like PBC more than I like Turkey. So, yeah, I hope that shit happen. I hope that shit happen. But the non-biasness in me, the truth teller in me tells you that Better Be Bivol should be for undisputed and they should fight. But boy, I be laughing like a motherfucker if Benavidez get that Bivol fight or Benavidez get a chance to be WBC champion. Boy, I be laughing my ass off. Boy, I be laughing. I will be laughing. Right side, what's up, dog? Cornelius, what up? So we'll see what's next for Benavidez, man. They want him to be on the undercard for the Better Be Even Bivol rematch or trilogy on the card with Callum Smith. I think Benavidez needs to keep main eventing, bro. He's going in the right direction. He just did 150,000 pay-per-view buys with David Morrell Jr. They did a good attendance at the live game. He need to keep doing that, bro. He need to keep doing that. Keep trying to be the main event. Keep trying to build your name as a star in the sport of boxing, because the Mexican fan base, bro, Canelo can only be around but so longer. And realists is starting to see through Canelo ass, and they starting to fuck with you. So keep doing that. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. You ain't got to, keep building your fan base, man. Don't do no weak ass shit. He said David Morrell rematch, T. Monroe. I don't think that fight was close enough. And there was a time, bro, people that have been at this channel long enough will tell you, I used to think that Morrell would get David Benavidez, bro. But David just kept whooping ass. And I'm like, all right, bro. All right, he whooped Caleb Plant ass. Like, this nigga better than I thought he was. Then he whipped on fucking Demetrius Andrade. I said, oh no. Nigga, this is close. But then what really did it for me, it made me change, bro. Made me change was when I saw David Benavidez's first fight at a motherfucking 175 pounds. And then I saw David Morrell's first fight at 175 pounds. Yeah, Nick J, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But unlike other channels, what we do over here on Knockout Boxing 86 TV and what the Queens of Boxing Talk do is like, I tell you, look, nigga, I was wrong at first. I changed my mind before I ended up being wrong when it counted. Okay? But if I happen to not catch it until after the fight, like I did with Bud Crawford, I like, nigga, I was wrong. This nigga Bud. Okay, the nigga had the glow. I was fucking wrong. So yeah, I was on Morrell, but I kept watching Benavidez. I'm telling y'all what did it. I'm like, yo, Vazdig is way better than Hot Rod. This is a former champion That nigga had Better Beef on skates for a little bit. People acting like Benavidez. People acting like Benavidez didn't look good in that fight. Like Benavidez beat that nigga up for like 9.5 rounds and then got tired. Like he beat up Bostic badly, bro. And Morrell did not look impressive against Hot Rod. I'm like, yeah, Benavidez is better than him, dog. And I tried to say, I like, yo, the fight closed and so. But everybody that know me know, like, yeah, KO waffling and shit a little bit. Like Drink knew. A lot of my day one supporters, y'all knew and shit. Like, yeah, this nigga about to pick Benavidez. Y'all even told me in the chat, nigga, you about to pick Benavidez. You about to switch up on Morrell. I had to pick him, dog. He just turned out to be better. But to go back to what you said to the homie that was in the chat, no rematch for that fight. Now, that's not to say it can't happen in the future, bro. That's not to say it can't happen in the future. But Morrell got to work his way back to it. Benavidez keep doing this thing. Morrell got to get better and better and better. Step on some niggas or whatever. And then I think the rematch could be a fight in the future, for sure. Harris Fam becoming a member to the channel. Appreciate you, dog. Dreamer Water says, it's channels that don't cover this, and this isn't even secondary news. Yeah, it ain't Tank, Canelo, Bud, Monster, Dev, Ryan, but damn, motherfuckers don't get tired of talking about the same shit day after day. Yeah, it bees like that, bro. We cover all the boxing, man. You know how it is. You know how this shit go, man. Marshawn West, what up? Harris Fam, 215 with the 2-piece in super chat. Thanks for being the best in the business. I'm just working hard, man. Shout out to Chef Sosa. What's up, Chef Sosa? All right, let's keep it going. Y'all smash the like button too, man. Hit that super chat. Show your love to the channel and shit, man. Show some support to your boy, man. We working hard over here. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Let's get to the next topic. And the next topic is Keyshawn Davis versus Edwin De Los Santos. EJJR King, what's up? Terrell Davis, what's up? Listen, bro. I like this fight. Here's what I like about it. Here's what I like about it. There's some things I like and some things I don't like. If you know me, you'll probably be able to guess all of it, right? I like Keyshawn fighting a puncher. I want to get a look at him against a southpaw. I want to get a look at him against an athletic fighter that is going to be aggressive. That is, what you talking about set for June 7th? What's set for June 7th? They already made the fights, man. You bullshitting me. I see the report say it's almost ready. Maybe you got some shit that I don't got, bro. Drop the link in the chat. Yeah, it's made already. Brian C. Corbin, what's up, BC? Where? Hey, somebody drop the link. Shout out to 10 with the 2-piece in the super chat. Lance Pugmire. Ooh, he's very credible. He say, Keyshawn sorry if he fights Edwin off the layoff. Well, it looks like it's they saying it's done. Drink. Hold up. Let me go to Lance Pugmire, man. Lance Pugmire. He credible as shit. He credible as shit. Caleb Plant in talks to headline. Okay, Caleb Plant about to come back May 31st. Let PBC cook. Let them cook. Let them cook. Caleb Plant on his way back. Anyway, let's see what Lance Pugmire talking about. Just spoke to Samson Boxing. They will comply. Oh, no, that's the WBO mandate. Where is it, bro? Okay, I seen. Bet you. Bet. My dog Drink. Appreciate y'all. And Cam J. I'm going to go to Cam J because he posted it first before you, Drink. You too goddamn slow, nigga. You too slow, nigga. All right, just spoke to Samson Boxing. They will comply with the WBO mandate. Sebastian Fundora versus Andrew Zayas and expect the July-August date. Keyshawn Davis, first lightweight defense versus Edwin De Los Santos, likely bound for the Garden June 7th. PBC ain't slick, bro. This serves two purposes. I'm going to get to the Keyshawn and Edwin part of it. Number one, you send Edwin over there. If he can steal the belt from Keyshawn, now you got a unification, in-house unification for Tank Davis. Nigga, you ain't slick. I see the play. Or it also builds the Tank and Keyshawn fight by Keyshawn beating somebody like Edwin De Los Santos. I see what you niggas doing. I see what y'all doing. It's a chess move, nigga. We good either way. If Edwin go over there and beat your ass, we got a unification in-house right here for the nigga. You feel me? If Edwin go over there and you end up beating Edwin, then nigga, we just made the Tank and Keyshawn Davis fight bigger. And it gives our matchmakers a good look at what you look like against a southpaw they can crack. Yeah, it gives us a good look at what you look like against a southpaw they can crack, so we can get an idea what type of fight it is going to be between you and Tank Davis. Very smart move. They tried the shit with Edwin and Shakur. They tried the shit with Edwin and Shakur. It just didn't work. It just turned out to be a boring-ass fight. Shakur kept the belt or whatever, but you got some data. Like, oh, this nigga don't like power at all. This nigga is running. I see the play, PBC. You can pull over on a lot of these niggas. Can't pull nothing over on me. Now, here's what I like about the fight. The stuff I just said, I like about the fight. Right? I like Keyshawn Davis doing this, bro. I like him doing this. Because the nigga could easily take a layup. He could easily just take a free throw for Steph Curry at this bitch. Because at this point, top rank, bro, is they need Keyshawn. Teofimo Lopez headed in the wrong direction as far as his star power. Abdullah Mason still a few fights behind. Keyshawn Davis right now is charismatic as hell. When he talks, people listen. We pay attention to him. We shoot videos on him. The videos do good numbers. You guys care about him, right? The fans care about him. When we talk about Keyshawn, you guys are always in tune. You pay attention to the young man. It's good for him because, bro, this is a step-up fight for him, right? This is a step-up fight for him. And it's so many intricacies to the shit because now it's like, does he beat Edwin worse than Shakur? Nigga, you gonna fight a nigga I fought with one hand and then you gonna try to do better than me against that nigga and shit? Like, nigga, you doing the same thing to me. I'm trying to do to Tank Davis because I'm trying to steal Lamont Roach from Tank so I can show niggas what it do when I fight Lamont Roach. It's like, nigga, like, you doing your brother like this? You gonna do your brother like this? You know what? Fuck it. Shakur versus Andy Cruz. Fuck it, bro. If Keyshawn can fight Edwin, then Shakur can fight Andy Cruz now. Fuck it, bro. Fuck Yadier Herrera, right? Shakur, go ahead and fight Andy Cruz since this nigga fighting Edwin and shit, bro. I love this shit because it shouldn't be no tag team champions in boxing anyway, bro. Facts, nigga. I love the drama. It shouldn't be no tag team champion. The Generation X, you know what I'm saying? Animal and Hulk, you know what I'm saying? Sting and Lex Luger and shit. Hollywood Hogan, NWO. Shouldn't be none of that shit going on, bro. Mankind, Undertaker, should none of that shit be going on in boxing anyway, bro. So call some drama, bro. I want Keyshawn Davis, if he win the fight, to be like, yeah, nigga, I did it better than Shakur, nigga. I didn't run from this nigga. Y'all thought I was gonna run from him because he got power. I don't run like other people in the division. Knock, knock, Shakur. I didn't run from Edwin. I want to hear all that shit. I want to hear all that shit. That's what I like about the fight. What I don't like about the fight, Edwin De Los Santos has not fought since November of 2023. He's coming off of a shoulder injury, been highly inactive, and how easy is it going to be for him to make 135 pounds because he was already a big 135-pound fighter? I don't like that because the odds of him being in shape and ready for this fight, I don't know. That's the only thing I don't like about it, but it's not Keyshawn Davis' fault that he been inactive. It's not his fault. You want the opportunity? You a dangerous fighter, 16-2 with 14 knockouts. I'm with that, bro. I ain't got no problem with it. I don't think he can box with Keyshawn, but Keyshawn's to me is not as fast as y'all think he is, bro. He's not as fast as y'all think he is, and that head can be on the line sometime. And here Albright caught his ass with some good shots. You can't take them shots from Edwin, and I want to see what Keyshawn looked like against the southpaw. And obviously, he lost to somebody like Andy Cruz 4 times. What is Andy Cruz? Explosive with his footwork, in and out, very fast. That's what De Los Santos is. Jumping in with shots. Springy, wiry, good athlete. I like the fight, bro. I like the fight if we can get the Edwin that we're accustomed to seeing. Shout out to my dog Trap Band, 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. He say absolutely nothing. He just showing love to the channel. Shout out to Drink More Water with the 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. I'm waiting for the bait and switch. Fight makes 0 sense from a top rank matchmaking standpoint in a voluntary. Someone gonna quote unquote price themselves out. I can see what you're saying. That's why this is one of them ones. Edwin ain't got no name. Edwin's coming off of a loss on a Thursday night fight where he put up one of the worst fights of the year, one of the worst fights in the last 5 years. He ain't got no other title opportunities. If he beats Keyshawn Davis, the world is his oyster. If he got any kind of paperwork from Keyshawn Davis, he should sign that shit immediately. Shouldn't be no back and forth. Shouldn't be no negotiations. If I'm Samson, bro, and I know what the stable PBC got over there for me, I know the names at 135 pounds. If I'm his team, bro, you signing this shit. Not just because of the Keyshawn fight, but because of what it could lead to. But you right, Drink, because you know we saw the Frank Martin, Edwin De La Santos shit. Who would they bait and switch for? And don't look now. Don't look now. I told y'all to start watching out for something. If you've been reading the tea leaves like I have, where my mind automatically went was, okay, Keyshawn Davis, Edwin De La Santos, PBC top-ranked fighters. Sebastian Fundora, Xander Zayas, PBC top-ranked fighters. Tank Davis, Lomachenko in negotiations, PBC top-ranked fighters. PBC and top rank seem to be, this is my opinion, just me speculating. They seem to be looking at Turkey and they saying, all right, nigga. Okay, you really think, you know all them stables you fucking with can't fuck with us, right? What up, Zoomverse? Like, it's like they looking at Turkey like, TKO, nigga. TKO, nigga. You really, so you're going to put us out of business with Matchroom? You're going to put us out of business with Matchroom and Golden Boys rosters. Nigga. That's your play. You're going to put us out of business with Matchroom and motherfucking Golden Boy. Okay, hold my beer. Hold my beer. Like, hold my fucking beer. Because what else are they talking about? You starting to hear rumors of a Stephen Fulton Monster Inouye rematch at 126 pounds. Now, I got to talk about this too, bro. But Keyshawn Davis, De La Santos is another good fight. It's another good fucking fight. Appreciate that, Creole. We working. I'm going to add a topic, y'all. I got to add this topic. Because I heard something I ain't like. It was another interview I watched. Because y'all know I can't get enough of boxing content, bro. I watched Bruce Shoo Carrington. Yeah, he was at his fight, Jook. I watched Bruce Shoo Carrington's interview with Fight Hype. And I gotta say, bro, he wants Nick Ball. He's calling out Nick Ball. Cool. He's calling out cool boy Stephen Fulton. Cool. But the best fighter at the 126-pound division is under your stable. Why he ain't calling out Rafael Espinoza, bro? He said he want them names because they bigger names, but Rafael Espinoza easier fight to make. Nick Ball fights over there with another promotional company out of the UK. Motherfucking cool boy Stephen Fulton, he fight for the PBC. Ain't none of y'all names big enough for no cross-promotional shit. Yeah, Shoo fighting this weekend. Yeah, we got top-ranked cards back-to-back. It's another top-ranked card with Richard Torres and Abdullah Mason the following week. We got boxing, bro. We got boxing. You know your boy covering all them shits. We got that card. It's the damn, what's the other card, bro? It's another fire-ass card too, homie. Hold on, I got you, Drink. It's another card that I'm gonna be covering. I'm going to my homie Elder right quick. I know he got the fights up. Bro. Let me see here. That the Williams Zepeda fight, bro. Yeah, Zepeda. The Zepeda card with Oscar Collazo on that bitch. Come on, bro. Come on, we cooking. Yeah. The Zepeda card, bro, with Tevin Farmer and shit. We cooking. It's a boxing, bro. And listen, niggas like we got this week. We got the Zapata fight. We got the fight with Mayor and Ryan and Brian Norman and Jr. All them on the goddamn card. With Shushu fighting this weekend. Then next week, that's the Abdullah Mason and shit. With Richard Torres fighting against the Italian Guido dude. Then the week after that is the Boots Ennis unification. Yeah. It's boxing is turning up now. Yeah, Collazo Nice down there at 105. That boy fight at 105. My son weigh 120. He about 15 years old. Anyway, back to Bruce Shushu. Why ain't he calling out Rafael Espinoza as hard as he calling out these other dudes that don't fight under Top Rank, man? I don't like the way that make me feel. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't like the way that make me feel. I don't like the way just acting like Rafael Espinoza don't exist and shit, and then saying, "Oh, I'll fight him." Ask him if he want to fight me. I don't like the way they're saying. Like, why are you trying to fight these dudes? There's like, bro, Bruce Shushu Carrington is too smart, too well spoken. He understands the game of boxing, and you should know that ain't no cross promotional shit happening with you and him unless you get put on the undercard by Turkey and shit. You know what I mean? Something like that. But for you, main event, getting your first title shot opportunity, maybe possibly fighting in New York, man, you need to be getting that Rafael Espinoza work. Because to me, that's the best featherweight in boxing. You can have your Nick Ball. You can have your fucking cool boy Steph, Stephen Ford. You can have all them. Rafael Espinoza, that 5'11", 6 foot tall motherfucker with that 70-something inch arm reach that can throw like 90 punches per round and shit. That's the best fighter at 126 pounds, bro. Straight up. So I want y'all to know I saw that. Something to keep an eye on. I'm not calling him a duck because he did say he would fight him. I'm just like, why you calling out Nick Ball and motherfucking cool boy Steph? They fight in two separate goddamn division. I mean, two separate goddamn promotional companies. Your ass is right there at Top Rank. Rafael Espinoza. He just beat up Robeisy Ramirez, made him quit and shit. He right there. Go holler at him. That's where I'm at with it, at least. But now let me get back to the topics I want to talk about. I only wanted to talk about that briefly. What was I? Oh, yeah, we was right here. Tank versus Shakur on Bud Crawford's undercard. Now, Bud said that Tank wouldn't do no shit like that because he arrogant. It would be dope, but Tank is arrogant. He ain't gonna want to be on Bud Crawford's undercard. Shakur Stevenson said, "Sorry, big brother, but me and Cuz is the biggest fight. We're gonna do crazy pay-per-views and shit." And then people started cooking Shakur. He said, "Yeah, it's not gonna be because of you. It's gonna be because of Tank." Shakur say, "Nigga, you crazy." Number one, I think a lot of niggas crazy. I don't think that Tank Davis will ever fight on anybody's undercard forever. Like he will not fight on your undercard, bro. He makes more money than you, and he's a bigger name than you. That shit makes no sense for his brand, for who he is as a person in boxing. That shit makes no sense. Tank versus Shakur is one of the biggest fights in boxing. Boxing would not be dumb enough to allow Tank and Canelo to be on the same fucking card, bro. No matter who they fighting, they can bring more money to the sport of boxing in separate events, bro. That shit is not happening, dog. That's a dumbass pipe dream that will be dumb as hell. What you do is you have Canelo do his own thing, you have Tank do his own thing, separate months. They gonna get shit cracking because they the biggest revenue generators in the sport of boxing. That's just the facts, bro. So that shit dumb. Now I want to talk about Tank and Shakur though, because Shakur said that him and Tank is the biggest fight in boxing, and I just want to remind all the Shakur fans, all the Tank Davis haters, there's no chance in hell that there's any evidence to support that. I think it's a big fight. I think it's a fight that I want to see probably more than any fight in the in the sport of boxing, right? I want to see that fight bad, but the biggest fight in the sport of boxing and do more pay-per-views, that may not even be Tank Davis's biggest fight. Keyshawn Davis is becoming a bigger name than Shakur Stevenson right now. Lomachenko got an entire country backing him in the Ukraine. Shout out to my dog, Drink My Water with the 5-piece in the super chat. Say, it makes sense to go for Cool Boy first, force his mandatory, and bring the belt in-house. Cool Boy won't be forced to unify. They can play, keep away. Yeah, it makes sense. I see what you're saying strategically. I just think the easier fight to get would be the Rafael Espinoza fight. But I'm cool with any one of them for his first title shot. That's a pretty good division of champions. Like Angelo Leo can really fight. Nick Ball obviously is a really good fighter. Cool Boy Steph, really good fighter. Rafael Espinoza, really good fighter. So Shushu fights any one of them for his first title shot opportunity. I respect it. I just would rather him be calling out the guy that's the easiest fight to make. Just my own opinion on the matter. Now, back to what I was saying. The reason that Tank versus Shakur, that's capped in HA2. There's no other names. So hear me out, bro. As I was saying, Keyshawn Davis is fighting here in America consistently, headlining events, while Shakur Stevenson is going across the country to fight on people. Going across the world to fight on people's undercards. That's just the fact of the matter. Tank versus Keyshawn with the build-up, Tank versus Shakur with the build-up, they're going to have basically the same build-up. They all have the same Black American fan bases, bro. So it's going to be whoever can talk the most shit, whoever can get Tank Davis haters to buy they fights the most, because they don't have any fans that Tank Davis don't already have watching and buying his fights. Straight up. Straight up. It's not true, NHA2. It's not true at all, bro. It's not true at all, fam. Right now, the number 1 and number 2 guy in the 175-pound division is Better Beeve and Bivol. The biggest fight in that division is any fight that involves David Benavidez. Go argue with yourself. Go argue with yourself, bro. You cap. It's not true. No. When the number 1 and number 2 fight in the division is not the biggest fight, it depends on your drawing power and the star that you are in the sport of boxing. At 175 pounds, the number 1 and number 2 are Better Beef and Bivol. Either one of them versus David Benavidez is a bigger fight than them fighting each other. You know how I know that? Because David Benavidez generated more revenue with David Morrell Jr. than Better Beef and Bivol generated in both of their fights combined. In both of their fights combined, bro. Yeah, that's not what that means. Number 1 and number 2 in the 168-pound division right now is Canelo Alvarez and William Skull, the 2 champions. Canelo versus Crawford is bigger, and Crawford ain't even in the division yet, bro. Stop, fam. Anyway, moving back on. Being number 1 or being considered to be the best 2 in the division don't have nothing to do with how big the fight is, bro. I think it's the most competitive fight. I think it's the fight I want to see the most. But the biggest, I don't know if Tank and Shakur outsell Tank versus Keyshawn. I don't know if Tank and Shakur do better numbers than Tank versus Loma. If Ukraine show up and show out and they really want to support Lomachenko. Like, we don't know these things, bro. There's no evidence to support. All the evidence says that Tank will have to be the one to carry it. Shakur Stevenson didn't believe in his own fan base enough to where he's fighting some in other countries and shit, bro. All evidence shows that Tank will be the one carrying that shit. And it will be big because of Tank, meaning the only reason people would buy it would not be because they're Shakur Stevenson fans. It's because they believe that Shakur can win the fight and they want to see Tank lose. That's why people will buy that fight. He's not building a fan base right now. He's selling his services to the highest bidder. Nigga, put me on this undercard. Put me on that undercard. The nigga signed to Eddie Hearn. Do you understand, bro? There's a realistic possibility that during his entire time under Eddie Hearn, he would not have headlined any of the events that he fought under Matchroom. How could you make up one half of the biggest fight in boxing when you don't even fight on the main event in your own home country? Let that shit sink in. The nigga there's a high likelihood that during his time with Eddie Hearn, if this is indeed his last fight, that his entire time under Hearn, earned with Hearn, he would have been the main event exactly 0 times fucking with Matchroom. the recipe for a Tank Davis huge mega fight, the people got to believe in the fighter that he's fighting against. They gotta think that he can lose. And they gotta be somebody probably of a different ethnicity. But he can still do numbers with somebody that's a Black American like him. But for it to be mega fight, we see what happened with him and Ryan Garcia. And that's just the history of boxing, because you got to bring a completely different demographic. So I don't think there's any evidence to support it. That doesn't mean I want to see the fight any less. I think it's just more delusion thinking that you make up half of the biggest fight. It's those Bud Crawford negotiation tactics. Wait a minute. I'm half of the biggest fight in boxing. Give me 50-50. Give me 65. Give me 60-40. Give me 55-45. I should have an opportunity to walk out last like you have an opportunity to walk out last. We both champions. This is our biggest fight. It's what Lamont Roach did. Lamont Roach, little post he made, I was half of the most highest generating fight in Barclays Center history. We broke records at Barclays Center, and I was half of the reason. I was half of the reason that we broke live gates at the Barclays Center and shit. When he was talking about his fight with Tank Davis, that's the same tactic and shit. Nigga, what you mean you was half of it? I mean, you was in the ring. Nigga, you was the other fighter, but you realize niggas bought them tickets because of Tank. Nigga, not you. But we'll let that shit sink in. A fight that we want? Yes. A big fight? Yes. The biggest fight in boxing? I don't know, bro. I'm not ready to go there with Tank versus Shakur. I don't even know if it's the biggest fight in the lightweight division. This is what I think of Tank. When it comes to Tank Shakur, Tank Keyshawn, check this out. This is the realest comment I can give y'all on the matter, right? The biggest fight for Tank between Tank and Shakur and Tank and Keyshawn is whoever he fights second. If he, and obviously Tank has to win, right? Assuming he beats Lamont Roach and he fights one of these guys and he beats them, right? The biggest fight for him is whichever one he fights second. Because he'll be coming off of a victory over the other one. Because he'll be coming off of a W against another big name in the sport. So the bigger fight for him between all these is the one he fight last. Between Shakur and Keyshawn, because the demographics are so similar. Loma is going to be the numbers that Loma do. You got to get him out the way sooner rather than later. But for Tank Davis, when it comes to him versus Shakur, him versus Keyshawn, which one is the bigger fight? Just being 100% real, it's going to be whichever one he fight after the other one. That's the bigger fight. Because everything is the same. Bud Crawford going to be in both of their corners. Both of them got trainers in Wally Moses and Bomac that like to talk shit. Both of them talk shit. So the buildup is going to be very similar. Tank Davis don't like neither one of them, so it's going to be aggressive. It's going to be an aggressive buildup. They're going to be popping their shit, talking their shit. The buildups are going to be the same. So the biggest fight is going to be the fight that he ends up fighting last. Shout out to John Week, 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. He say, why 20 mil bill called Gabe Rosado a bastard when Gabe cooked him for being on Ryan's undercard? Because he couldn't talk about what Gabe was actually saying, bro. That whole situation played out like that because Gabe said some shit that cut deep. When you say some shit about a motherfucker that cut deep, they deflect on you. They talk about something else. So when Gabe Rosado said you sued like a hoe, you was a little hoe, you acting like a hoe for money. That's why you letting you being on Ryan Garcia undercard when Ryan Garcia cheated you. That's why you let Ryan Garcia come in overweight when Ryan Garcia missed weight on purpose by 3 pounds and shit. You doing all that shit because you a hoe for the money. And suing a nigga, that was some bitch ass shit. You moving like a bitch out here. Bill Haney couldn't really respond directly to what Gabe Rosado said. So as a result, John Wick, what you got was they started talking about Gabe Rosado as a fighter and his accomplishments, bro. Because you couldn't say he was lying on you. You couldn't poke holes in what he was saying, so niggas want to go to box rec, right? Niggas want to talk about how Gabe Rosado ain't got no belts. You know what I mean? When Gabe Rosado didn't say none of that shit. He talked about the lawsuit, nigga. He talked about how y'all moving out here. He deflected. That's why, bro. because he couldn't say shit. What you gonna say? Nah, nigga, being on Ryan Garcia undercard, nigga, that's man shit. Being on Ryan Garcia undercard after he cheated us, nigga, and tried to kill my baby, tried to kill my son, nigga. It makes all the sense in the world for us to get on Ryan Garcia undercard, nigga. That's dope. What the fuck he gonna say? What can you say? It's like this, bro. If you're in an argument with somebody or a debate with somebody, or you say something about somebody and they don't respond directly to what you said, then you got them on that point and you should keep hammering that point home. And then you should point out to the audience that they're not addressing what you said. That, and you'll hardly ever lose a debate that way. Unless they're able to flip it and bring up something that you're unwilling to address or unable to address. That's why he got cooked, because he kept deflecting and Gabe Rosado wouldn't come off of what he was saying. Shout out to Big Dog Willie with the 2-piece in the super chat. He says, salute KO and the Tank of Maniacs. Salute, 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 salute. All right, moving on, bro. Make sure I caught all the super chats, and we did. Moving on, bro. Y'all vibe with me. Y'all vibe with me for a second. I want to impress upon you, because I think we've been guilty on this channel, because I am a Tank Davis fan, a huge Tank Davis fan. We've been guilty on this channel of only looking at this Tank Davis Lamont Roach rematch through the lens of Tank Davis, right? Oh, Tank Davis need the rematch. He need to get it back. He needs to show that he is he needs to show that he is it was only a bad night at the office. He needs to show that he can beat Lamont Roach and that he just had an off night. He got to get that back. He can't fight nobody else. He got to do this. And rightfully so, because I think all of those things are true. But Roach needs this rematch just as bad, bro, if not more. Do you really want your name to be made off of being a nigga that got a draw with Tank Davis? Like, you on a almost victory tour right now, bro. For lack of, like, you're on you're taking a draw tour, right? Like, you got a draw and you going on a tour right now. Do you really want to be the nigga getting fights and be the nigga that's running around here as the guy that almost beat Tank, bro? That's what you want your legacy to be, bro? The nigga that almost won the fight, bro. Nigga, I almost got him, nigga. I almost got him. And it's the biggest fight he could possibly have. What fight could Lamont Roach be in that's bigger than Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach Part 2? I agree with that, Bella, and I've said that on multiple occasions, even made videos for it, even said it in a live stream, but let's stick to the conversation. I understand. When people want to move goalposts, let's stick to what we're talking about. For each topic, please, chat. Let's stay on what we're talking about. So you can't have a fight that's bigger than Tank Davis. Tank Davis can have fights that's just as big, if not bigger than you. Say what you want. If somehow Tank versus Shakur gets made, that's a huge mega fight. Say what you want. If Tank versus Loma gets made, it's a huge mega fight. Say what you want. Tank versus Keyshawn gets made, it's a huge mega fight. Lamont Roach and Shakur Stevenson get made, they might wind up on Terrence Crawford and Canelo's undercard. Keyshawn Davis and Lamont Roach get made, they probably wind up on the main event on free TV. Like, so for money, for bragging rights, for being in a position to not have your career just tied to being the guy that got a draw with Tank Davis, you need this rematch, bro. He needs it more just as much, if not more, bro. They both need it. I don't know what that means, Brandon. They're going to blow their last numbers out the water because now people believe in Lamont Roach. But we keep acting like Tank is the only one. Like, Tank is still the champion, bro. Tank is still the champion. I never seen a nigga fight to a draw and be treated like he won something. I've never seen this before. Tank is the one who has unification fights. Lamont Roach got unification fights, but what hit better? Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson at 135-pound unification, or Lamont Roach versus O'Shaquie Foster at 130-pound unification? Which one you think fans are more interested in? I think a lot of times y'all get the game fucked up because you think social media is real, bro. Roach ain't fighting no Shakur Stevenson first. If I'm Tank Davis, nigga, you fight me now in the media rematch or we'll never fight again. That's how I'm coming if I'm him. You fight me in an immediate rematch or nigga, I'm never fighting again. You'll never get this opportunity again. And that's so unrealistic because think about it. Gary Jonas is Lamont Roach's promoter. Gary Jonas owns Pro Box TV. He trying to get in good with PBC because he ain't fucking with Turkey. He's building his own small business. PBC is giving him fighters to fight on. Pro Box and PBC are working very well together. That nigga is going to steer Lamont Roach in the direction of the hand that feeds him. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. He going to steer Lamont Roach over there in the direction that actually got some power, which is PBC. He not sending that nigga over there to Shakur and Eddie Hearn and Matchroom when they just puppets for motherfucking Turkey and he don't fucking like Turkey. Know that. I just explained to you why. And he already said the fight is done. PBC already got the date blocked off for June 21st for a pay-per-view fight. Come on, bro. Put two and two together. But let's get back to how Roach needs this rematch just as much, if not more, than Tank Davis. They both need it. And we all talking about Tank needed. Roach need to show us he's not ice, baby, too cold out this bitch. Vanilla ice. Yes, Nick J, he wants the rematch. The rematch is done. He's made it. He wants the rematch. It's happening. It's happening. The rematch is happening. It's supposed to happen June 21st. I showed all the paperwork. Last live stream, Friday. Drink said surviving versus Tank equal automatic W. Yeah. So I think sometimes y'all get it fucked up. Tank Davis is still everyone's biggest fight. He's still Lamont Roach's biggest fight. He's Lamont Roach's biggest bag. And stop acting like Lamont Roach don't need that. Stop acting like y'all niggas think just because you the loud minority that you think for all the people. It is a lot of people that feel like, nigga, Tank wasn't on his A game. Nigga, you got lucky for one fight. Nigga, Tank a dog walk you in a rematch. Nigga, you that's a one-hit wonder. You really ain't on shit. It's a lot of niggas that's looking at Lamont Roach like, nigga, you taking victory laps for a draw. He got some shit to prove too. Y'all really letting niggas know how good you think Tank Davis is by how much praise you giving Lamont Roach for fighting a nigga to a draw. This shit is crazy, bro. Shit is crazy. And yeah, the Mexican fan base did the same thing with Pitbull Cruz. We just Black Americans, so we ain't see it as much. But over there on the Mexican channels and shit, they be talking, talk Mexican and shit. They got the Latinos in their chats and shit. Oh, they was on Pitbull heavy, nigga. That was on a nigga heavy, bro. But y'all need to understand Lamont Roach needs this shit. Needs this shit. And it seems like, and y'all can disagree all you want to, he just seemed like a nigga that's surprised at how good he did himself. And maybe I'm just seeing Lamont Roach more now, but he seemed like he didn't expect to be here, bro. Because the way that he handling the shit, okay, you talking. Somebody said, why Tank ain't talking? The nigga's working. Chicano U-turn, what up? Nigga's working. So we'll see how this go, but just know she said he always been confident. Nah. He confidence will make you petition the WBA and not the New York State Athletic Commission. Confidence will make you be like, okay, I got to draw, nigga. Let's just get it back. Nigga taking a victory lap to it. Major Key, what up? I just, y'all getting it fucked up. Like Tank needs Roach and Roach don't need Tank. We can say that they need each other for different reasons. Roach needs Tank to really solidify that that shit wasn't a fluke. And Tank needs Roach to show that he is who he's been his entire career. They need each other. I think they need each other equally. But if you had to argue just factually who needed who more, Tank got way other bigger fights that he could do, and he's still a superstar. Lamont Roach is only relevant right now because he fought Tank so good. That's it, bro. Like, it's not because y'all like this nigga. It's not because y'all was rooting for this nigga. It's not because y'all Lamont Roach fans. Y'all just don't like Tank, and so he fought Tank well, and so niggas is like, yeah, I fuck with Lamont Roach now. He's one Tank Davis punch, one knockout from y'all not giving a fuck about him no more, then y'all be right back on Shakur bandwagon. Or you be fucking for Loma if he fucking with Loma if he fighting Loma next. Or you be fucking with Keyshawn or whatever. If he wants to get real fans, he got to beat that nigga for real, get a W, and then people will probably be real Lamont Roach fans. Right now, everything is just, nigga, we rocking with you because you the nigga that fought Tank so good. That's it. That's all this shit is. And I'm about to prove it to you right now in the next segment. I'm about to prove it to you right now in the next segment. I'm about to prove it to you. If you got a channel, if you drop comments regularly on other channels and you be in live chats all the time, I need you to show me about you dropping comments, you making videos, you making live streams. I need to see that you have made just as many videos today, just as many videos on Sunday, just as many comments on Sunday where you talking about Terrell Gausha getting robbed by Elijah Garcia, like you was talking about Tank Davis and Lamont Roach robbery. I want to know how many of y'all talking about that shit today. How many live streams popped up? How many videos got dropped? Did Mike Coppinger write the commission about Terrell Gausha? Did he write the commission about Terrell Gausha and Elijah Garcia? Because that nigga got a knockdown that was called in the first round. And he clearly outboxed that nigga for the majority of the fight. He outlanded him in 7 of the 10 rounds, including the knockdown in the first. So where are all the videos at, niggas and niggettes? Where are all the live streams at? Where are all the comments at? Where's all these interviews and interviewing these fighters about how Gausha got robbed, how it should have been this and it should have been that? Where's that shit at today? Y'all know Nick Ball kicked the motherfucker last weekend. Y'all drop videos on that? You do a live stream about that nigga literally lifting his foot up off the floor and kicking TJ Doheny. Kicked the shit out of him. And then you got bullshit like this. Niggas that's too smart to type the dumbass shit that they type. That's irrelevant, KO. You know that. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant to bring up the difference in energy between lapses in judgment, point deductions, quote unquote robberies. That's different. That's irrelevant. It's irrelevant for me to be like, yo, you was so mad about Tank versus Roach. Why you not as mad about Terrell Gausha versus Elijah Garcia? I can't ask that question. I can't ask you why you ain't been in my comment section making jokes about Elijah Garcia. Why you ain't been in my comment section talking Roach robbery? Why not, bro? And here's the thing. Lamont Roach didn't do shit the first half of the fight. Gausha whipped that motherfucker from pillar to post. Pillar to post. I hear it, Bella Faith, but you not as loud and vocal about it. I remember after the Tank fight, you know, the nigga got robbed, nigga Tank got beat up, nigga got robbed and shit. Oh my God, Lamont Roach got robbed. He deserved the victory. Overturn it. The New York State Athletic Commission got to do the right thing. Where y'all at today, bro? Why I ain't talking about this shit, man? This one was worse than the Tank shit. That was a close fight. This fight was not close. A knockdown wasn't called in that one. A knockdown damn sure was called in this one, though. Fuck y'all at? I say that all to say, all y'all do is continue to make my takes age like fine fucking wine. The moment that it happened, I told y'all don't give a fuck about cheating in boxing. You don't care about robberies in boxing for real, for real. You only care because it's Tank Davis and you care about him. And a lot of you want to see him brought back down to earth. A lot of you want to see him lose. So as a result, you're going to make shit up. I don't want to hear that shit, Bella. That shit went viral the moment that it happened. By Monday, you couldn't get niggas to shut up about it. Today, it's Monday, and won't nobody even talk about Terrell Gausha versus motherfucking Elijah Garcia. I'm the only nigga on YouTube with that shit in my title. I'm the only nigga on YouTube today that made that shit a motherfucking major topic of my show. That Terrell Gausha got robbed. And my parlay hit. Nigga, I picked motherfucking Elijah Garcia to win. I picked him to win. You can't find another nigga that made this shit the main topic of their show. And I did it on purpose. I watched everybody. Niggas ain't talking about nothing, none of this shit. None of this shit, bro. None of it. Because you don't care. For real. You don't care for real. You only cared because it was Tank Davis, bro. Shout out to Juk, 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. Where was the outrage for Gausha or demanding disqualifying ball for kicking? Turkey Melon in a dumbass fight. I'm in the chat and I saw nothing. That's what I'm saying. Y'all don't care for real. You don't care for real. You cared because it was Tank. Matter of fact, how many of you before the Osterine shit, because some of you were Devin Haney fans, how many of you were like, yo, Devin really got lucky the fight was scored so close because there was like another 3 or 4 knockdowns that the ref didn't call for Ryan Garcia? I don't mean to get too deep on you and shit, but I just want to ask questions today. How many of you that are like, yo, that was a knockdown, they should have disqualified that nigga, this, that, whatever, when Devin was put down all them times by Ryan and the ref didn't count it as a knockdown? Did you talk about that shit the next day? For the next week, talking about how it should have been wider, how Ryan really put him down more times, but the ref just messed up and didn't call it. Why y'all don't care? Y'all don't care, bro. You don't care at all. I understand. I get it. Just keep proving my point. When they have no retort, they say you're going around the world. No, I can tell you what I'm doing. And you're too smart. You know this, but I'm going to say it anyway since you decided to type that in the chat. What I'm doing is showing you things that were just as bad or worse that you didn't give a fuck about. And I'm pulling the curtain back and proving to you that you don't care about robberies in boxing. You don't care about cheating in boxing. You only care about it when it either A, hurts somebody that you really like, or B, it helps someone you don't like. So if a ref makes a bad call, right? It's like a football fan. I'm a Cowboys fan. If the ref misses a pass interference on my wide receiver, then I'm going to be like, yo, where the fuck is the pass interference call? If the ref misses a pass interference on my defensive back and it's an incomplete pass and we get them to punt the ball, I'm going to be like, yo, the ref didn't see it. There wasn't no pass interference. It's the same shit. That's exactly what boxing is doing. That's exactly what fans are doing. That's exactly what fans are doing. Oh, I don't like this fighter. Seems like a ref's poor judgment helped him. Robbery, robbery, robbery. Oh, I don't really care about this fighter. I'm not really going to get no views off of this shit. If I talk about Terrell Gausha and Elijah Garcia, don't nobody give a fuck about that. So I'm not even going to talk about it. Fuck it. I'm going to talk about something else today, nigga. Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, nigga. Devin Haney, nigga. Devin Haney and Gabe Rosado, nigga. I'm talking about that shit, nigga. Because you don't care for real. Because if you truly cared, you would cover everything that you felt like cheating, every questionable call, the same way that you cover all of them. You would have no favorites. You're only playing favorites because it involved Tank Davis. And you felt like, God damn it, I almost got him. We had him. We had him, nigga. We had him. We should have got the L. God damn it, we almost had that nigga. So you cry. And you cry and you cry and you cry and you cry about the shit. And now you end up where you're at right now. I'm grasping for the truth. I'm grasping for the truth. You can try that shit. That shit don't work with me. Go look at your comments. You're addressing everything except what I'm actually fucking saying. Come on, man. Come on, man. This shit happened Saturday, and ain't nobody talking about this shit. And it was way worse. Way worse. Way fucking worse. Which just proves Mike Coppinger, Dan Rayfield. Where's Dan Rayfield interview at? Talking about it was a knockdown. What the hell happened to Terrell Gausha? Where's all that shit at, bro? Why we not getting none of the same type of content, same type of push, same type of articles being written? Why we not getting that shit, bro? Joseph Jackson, yo, one tweet don't move me. Because, nigga, you got 1,000 comments about Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. You hit links behind Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. You got a lot of work to do, nigga. There we go. We good. All right. Yeah, I think I proved my point. I think that's it. We got about an hour left in the show. We got about an hour left in the show. Let's. We should be good. We should be good. We should be good. We should be good. Shout out to Big Dog Willie with the 5 piece and super chat. Tank is the face of boxing who got a lucky break. The same criticism was given to popular fighters in the past when the fight was controversial. Now that's the truth. When I was telling y'all that's the only reason y'all was doing it, niggas didn't want to hear it. But now you can't argue. So you're like, it's controversial. That's what's gonna happen. You got a lucky break. Well, Terrell Gausha did not get a lucky break. Elijah Garcia did not get a lucky break. If you're going to cover the shit, cover all of the shit is what I'm telling you niggas. That's it. That's all I'm telling you. Cover with the same vigor, the same outrage and all that shit that you do everything else, man. That's it. That's all I'm telling you. I don't see why that's so hard to understand. All right, panel's open. Links in the chat. What's up, Paige?
What up, KO?
What up, man? What you got for the show, bro?
Man, just great cook, bro. I like all the points that you hit on today. Not too much, but I was saying, I was telling Dub, I think he in the chat, bro. It ain't no way around that shit. No matter how good that nigga try to talk on different panels, bro. Brian Norman Sr. is a fucking duck, bro. His son a duck. Hands down. You don't turn down your highest fucking payday to go fight on a female's undercard and then run around panels trying to protest after a nigga have a. And he did the same shit when Boots had that fight with Karen. He did the same shit. Now that Tank had a close fight with Roach, now he doing the same shit he was doing with that. Like, bro, come on, bro. Like, you ain't getting past for that shit.
Nah, 100. Hey, NHI, you gotta change your avatar, bro. You gotta change your avatar, bro. We're not doing that, bro. We're not doing that, bro. Shout out to Jup with the 5 piece, no biscuit super chat. If they were sticklers for the rules, why didn't they mention the timeout? No count is supposed to take place after a timeout. That was conveniently skipped. The ref did call a timeout, by the way, before he started counting. He fucked up on so many levels. But you ain't gonna hear people talk about that. But NHA, I see you backstage, bro. You gotta change your avatar, bro. I'm not bringing that up here, man. I'm not bringing that bullshit up here, man. Shout out Big Dog Willie with the 2 piece, no biscuit and super chat. Says Tank still has an issue with hair grease. I hear you, Big Dog Willie. Go ahead and deflect your ass off, bro. Right side, what's up, man?
First thing first, shout out to my brother KO in the building. Great cook today,
good,
man. You out of order now. I gotta call you out of order because that's the main thing I'm gonna be covering tonight is the Gausha robbery.
Nigga, and you ain't covered it yet.
I covered it on Saturday. I was live on Saturday during the fight, and that's all we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Go look. Hey, it's still up. The live is still up.
Well, if it don't apply, let it fly, my nigga.
Hey, I ain't mad at you. And then I gotta say this though. Paige, you out of order too, man. You out of order, man. I ain't hear what I ain't see everything you said in the chat. I ain't see everything, so I can't address directly.
That's why I had to put you. That's why I put your name in it, bro. I don't want you to feel like I'm talking behind your back. So I was like, I mentioned your name purposely in the chat and on the panel. So you.
Hey man, hey, you go. Hey, I ain't got no
problem.
Right side, you ain't trying to say Brian Norman didn't duck just because he from Georgia, is you?
Hell yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute. The man broke it down. What I'm trying to tell you. Hold on, man. Hold on. What I'm trying to tell you is the man broke it down and he broke down exactly what the business that was going on. Y'all love to talk about business about on over here. So you know what I'm saying? The man broke down the business and the business wasn't adding up the way that they thought it should add up. That's all he said. Now,
so did he duck?
They ducked each other.
They did what?
They ducked each other.
Man, get out of here, man. Come on, what's up, man?
Shout out to see you. Out of order promotion,
what's up, man?
Hey, I just want to pay special homage to an icon, an entrepreneur, a man of faith, someone who changed America and was the embodiment of the American dream and everything that stands good with the world, and George Foreman. You know what? When he passed, and I got news of him passing, reminded me when Kobe died. I thought Kobe would outlive me. I thought Big George would outlive me. How many of us have had or have George Foreman grills? This man was as impactful and influential from his home community of Houston as he was to the villages in Africa that didn't have electricity, where kids knew who George Foreman was. So I just want to wish George Foreman and his family, peace. May God bless his soul. Thank you for touching everyone. A life well lived.
100%, Kamal. Well said, brother. Kamal coming up here talking that real stuff. Y'all put some RIP Georges in the chat for Big George Foreman, man. He definitely will be missing. Yes, Kamal. I'm one of them ones. I have had a George Foreman grill multiple times in my life. We had it in the house. It was one of the first things I had to help me make food when I moved off to college. Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head with that one, bro. Who we got in there? We got Terrence in the building. What's up, Terrence?
Hey, KO, in college, you cook some of the worst stuff. You ain't even supposed to be putting it on the George Foreman grill. You still put it on there.
Yeah, because I ain't know what I was doing. I ain't learned how to cook till later on in life. You know what I mean? You had to put everything on there. But what's up with it, Terrence? What you got for the show, man?
Well, I mean, I don't think we should expect the same commentary for big fights versus like Boucher. Nobody cares about that fight. Like a lot of people didn't even watch it, let alone cared about. I mean, I know Dub, you covered it. Y'all are like real boxing purists, but most people, even that follow boxing, don't care if he got, to be honest, if he got robbed or not. So we care about Tank, Shakur, and all of the primetime fighters. So I don't know who would be covering that besides you guys, because man, who cares? He got robbed. I mean, his career's all everybody knows why he got robbed. His career is almost over. I mean, he had a chance in his career to do something. He didn't, and you're at that point in your career where you're just a stepping stone. And if you want to win, you pretty much got to knock the guy out. He pretty much knows just winning the fight isn't enough.
That's really what
so I don't.
Go with?
That's what it is. What do you mean? I'm gonna go with it, Dub. Is that what it is, or it's not?
Do you care about the period of the sport or not? We're gonna talk about the robberies and the bad stoppages that the refs had this week, in my personal opinion. We're gonna talk about it. But do you care about the integrity
how
of
is
the
that?
sport or not?
But who cares? I'm just saying that no one's gonna care about that fight.
No one cares. No one cares about the integrity of the sport.
Yeah, and the integrity of the sport has always been under fire. This is boxing.
Fake, bro. No, it's fine.
This is boxing.
When you said, bro, that's why I be calling people fake. That's why I see through all the agendas and shit. Like I said, niggas don't really care about it. They only care because it's Tank. And you just got up here.
No, we care about big fights. It's not, and I didn't even say it's a robbery. I'm just saying some of the people are saying it is because they care about exactly.
You only care about it in this situation.
You saying the Tank fight?
No, you didn't watch the Gausha fight.
No, I saw highlights. I know he probably won, but I'm saying nobody cares.
You didn't watch it.
But I'm saying, Dub, I'm saying I'm saying it doesn't really matter because he's a nobody.
It doesn't matter because he's a nobody.
That's what I'm saying. He's
not as popular as Tank Davis, so he can just get robbed and nobody's supposed
Those are the fighters that make. Just think about it. If everybody was like this guy, nobody would be watching boxing. Nobody would be. Nobody probably would be watching it. That's all I'm saying.
You ain't got to say nothing else, bro. You ain't got to say nothing. I got you. So when it happens to Terrell Gausha or Robson Casasio has to get in the ring with a dirty ass fighter and Oscar Valdez, and then still Oscar Valdez gets a goddamn robbery victory. When Michael Fox gets robbed by Gabriel Master and shit, we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck.
But y'all all
it's not a big enough thing. I got you.
Exactly. Because what do y'all talk about? The business of boxing. That's all I hear is the business of, but that's part of the business of boxing. If you're a nobody, you pretty much got to knock the guy out. If it's a somebody that's going to make them money. I mean, I don't understand I don't even understand. That's never going to change. That's never going to change. It's never going to change.
As long as the fighter is not popular enough, we can just rob the.
If he don't make money, yes, he's going to get robbed. It's going to continue that.
Okay.
There's no way out of it.
What type of money did Lamont Roach make for the sport of boxing before fighting Tank?
He don't make no money. Nobody. That's what I'm saying.
So why the fuck do people care about him? Because of Tank, right?
Who cares about him? The people that don't, like you said, his Lamont's fans and people that don't like Tank. That like Shakur, or they like Devin. Then that's what you.
It's 3 weeks later, and it's the most trending topic in boxing still 3 weeks later, bro.
But it's about Tank, though. Tank is the
all right, bro. I gotta move on, fam.
That's nobody cares.
I gotta move on, bro. I gotta move on. I gotta move on. NHA, what's up?
What's the word, KO? My fault, man. I didn't know that avatar offended you, man.
No, it ain't offend me, man. I was just messing with you.
No, I'm not no more fucking with you. But
what's up?
To Tara's point, I mean, my point, shit. I agree that both robberies, and we should all be, you know what I'm saying, just as pissed off about, what happened with Roach as we have with Gausha, but that's never going to be the case, especially, you know what I'm saying, when the common denominator is Tank, the face of boxing, one of the most popular fucking people in boxing and sports in general. So it's going to be a different level of, interest and talked about. But one thing I did realize there isn't is much. I'm even gonna say corruption, but is much bad calling we've seen from on the PBC card recently. I ain't hearing too much of Al Haymon PBC need to get out of boxing and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the pitchforks was out for Turkey over the Adamas fight. That's just weird to me. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But that's all I got for now.
Phoenix, what's up?
Yo, what's good with it?
Chilling. What you got for the show?
So yeah, man, like this thing with Garcia and Gausha ain't nowhere near what happened with Tank and Roach. Because with Tank and Roach, it was damn near a dog fight, but it was pretty much even. Like Gausha was beating the hell out of that man. He was beating the hell out of him, knocked him down, had him bloody, looking like some raw meat. Like the dude beat the hell out of that man every moment of the fight. Even when they was dog tired at the end, was still landing combos on him. And this dude was struggling to find a target. And people is really comparing that to what's going on with Tank. It ain't nowhere close. Like this dude flat out got robbed. And the craziest part to me was a homie had sent me the actual score. The final score was supposed to be a split decision for Garcia the morning before the weigh-in. He had sent me that. And then we go ahead and see Garcia end up winning that by split decision. That's something that's a little fishy to me. I don't know about y'all, but if y'all don't think that's a problem just because the dude ain't famous enough or because it ain't Tank, then I mean, shoot. Look what happened with Tank and Ryan Garcia. He knocked Garcia down. One judge scored it a draw for the round. The other two judges scored it 10-9, even though Tank had knocked Garcia down in round twos. But hey, nobody is outraged about that. Why they outraged about Tank and Roach, and why they not outraged about this? And it just seems like as long as it's not in favor of Tank, it's okay.
Oh yeah, you got motherfuckers that ain't even attached to the whole damn situation calling, like Mike Coppinger calling the fucking New York State Athletic Commission. What the fuck are you calling for?
So here's what I'll say. Right now that everybody's talking, and I'll open up the panel. To your point, NHA, a couple of things you said and a couple of things that Terrence said that I'll speak on. Number one, as far as Al Haymon and PBC and Turkey, I think the difference is Al Haymon is not out there as vocal. So since he doesn't talk, when a robbery happens, it's more likely gonna go on the judges. Oh, the judges did this, the judges did that. He's not up telling people the score of a fight. He's not up at the fight openly rooting for his guy to win and then telling him you just need two more, and then the guy gets a gift decision or a gift draw or what have you. So I think the optics look much worse for Turkey than they do for Al Haymon, because to Al's credit, he just stays in the shadows. He just does his job and does what he does. It's not to say that you don't have a point. As far as this notion that it's Tank, so we should just care and we should do this. When I was telling people that it was just because it was Tank, everyone was telling me, no, it's just because we want the sport to make the right decision. It's bigger than Tank. It's about boxing. It's about getting it right. It's for the health of the sport. And the whole time I'm listening to people say this shit, and I'm like, no, it's not. You're only doing this shit because it's Tank. And I tell them you're only doing it because it's Tank. And I said, because you've never done this before. And then I let people know there will be robberies that happen after this. There was a robbery that week. Patty Donovan was robbed way worse than Tank and Lamont Roach. And half of y'all probably don't even know who the fuck Patty Donovan is. Y'all didn't give a fuck about that. No one cared about that, bro. Patty Donovan was winning like 8 rounds to 0 and got disqualified with no warning. With no warning on some bullshit. I'm talking about 8 rounds, like clear. 8-0. The other dude, Lewis Crocker's not being competitive at all. Patty Donovan's fucking him up. Then out of nowhere, with no warning, no point deduction, just took the fucking fight from him. Right off the rip. Disqualification. No one talked about that shit though. And I told y'all then, y'all know what it is. Y'all know exactly what it is. You're only doing this because it's Tank. And then fast forward, you got a fight that was clearly won by Terrell Gausha, where he put the nigga down and it was called a knockdown. Outlanded him 7 of the 3 rounds outside of that. So I got a 10-8 round in the first, and the next 9 rounds, I outland you in 7 of them. And I'm landing all the eye-catching shots. And I'm bloodying your face up. You can see my shots much clearer than the body work that you're doing. Clearly wins that fight. It's 48 hours later. No one gives a fuck, bro. No one gives a fuck. They'll care now that I'm talking about it. You might see some videos get dropped. People might give it a segment on their show now. But up until this point, people didn't give a fuck because it's not about the sport. And I would respect people if they would just say, man, I'm doing this shit for Tank. I don't like Tank. Or I know he a big name, so I'm doing this shit for the views and shit. I'm gonna act like I care about this shit more than I do. All because it's Tank. I know that shit gonna give me some views. I'm gonna get a lot of people on my side. I can get my sub count up, get my view count up. That's what I'm gonna do. But no, niggas didn't do that. They played the whole holier than thou, righteous route, bullshit ass role. Oh, I care about the sport of boxing. We can't have robberies like this. We gotta clean up the sport. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. But when it comes really time to talk about something else that may not get you as many views, we get 400 to 500 people in the chat when I put Tank and Shakur in the title together. I can think of a topic to talk about with Tank Davis and Devin Haney and get about 500, 600 people in here. We 340 strong because I got Garcia and Gausha in that motherfucking title on purpose and talking about it when no one else has yet. To Doug Right Side's credit, he gonna talk about it later in his show. To the Queens of Boxing Talk credit, they talked about it on their show, Nick J said. So get him the credit, that's cool. But for the most part, niggas don't really care about cheating. You only care about it because a lot of you thought that was your moment. And you think you let your moment slip because you're scared that Tank might right the ship in the rematch. And now you have nothing else to talk about. You don't like that. You want to be able to put that L on that young man. And so you fought hard for it. Not for the sport of boxing. Not because you hate cheating in the sport of boxing. You just wanted Tank Davis to catch that L. And that's all this shit is about. And that's what I told y'all from jump. And now it's coming to fruition. Because let me tell y'all, I'm going to tell you again. Guess what? Right Side, NHA, Terrence, all paid in full, Phoenix, everybody in the chat. Guess what, y'all? It'll be a robbery again. There will be more robberies in the sport of boxing this year. Might happen next week. We got a lot of fight cards happening this upcoming 2 or 3 weeks. There might be more robberies in the next month. And watch, ain't nobody gonna give a fuck about them. Except for maybe an immediate post-fight reaction. Maybe the day after. But after that, nigga, we off of that shit. Watch what I tell you. It will not get covered. The journalists will not talk about it nowhere near as much as they talked about this shit right here. That's all I got, bro. Panel's open. Let me catch a super chat, then y'all boys can cook up. Shout out to Juk with the 10-piece. No biscuit and super chat. Thanks for admitting people use fake outrage to try to affect a fight outcome because y'all hate Tank and never cared about Lamont or rules that don't even exist with the New York State Athletic Commission. Stand on your hate. All right, panel's open. Y'all got it, bro. I've said everything I need to say. Floor is y'all for the rest of the show.
I think this problem. I'm gonna say I think this problem is part of what I've been calling selective greatness. That means a fighter is either great or a bum based on how much they hate the person they fight. That's why you say that Ryan Garcia is bad for Tank, but good for Devin Haney. That's why people would say Haratunian was great for Shakur, but Frank Martin, who beat Haratunian, was bad for Tank. That's why people would say Jamel Herring was good for Shakur, but because Roach lost to Jamel Herring, Roach was bad for Tank. That's what people be doing, and it's going to continue. That's why people over here mad about one fighter supposedly getting robbed, but then they're not mad about another fighter having it happen to them. They got to be consistent across the board. And if you're not consistent across the board, then you got no argument. So you're going to call it for one guy, then you better be calling it for another. Otherwise, if another situation come up on May 2nd, like Devin Haney getting smacked by left hooks again, then we can't be complaining about it. If something funny pop up and people be talking about, oh, well, maybe it was a robbery. They just was trying to keep Haney down because of all this, and that. Nah. Like if it happens again, people can't be complaining about it. You know, same thing going forward. It don't matter how popular the fighter is. It don't matter how many Twitter followers they got. Y'all got to keep it consistent if you actually care about the sport. Now, if you just care about hating on the fighter, that's one thing. You keep it at that. Ain't nothing wrong with saying it. I mean, shoot. If y'all heard me before, I'm vocal about the fighters I don't really got a thing for. Now, I'm not a fan of Devin Haney and his suing stuff. Not really a fan of Shakur. Not really a fan of any of the Bud buddies that be hanging around Terrence Crawford. And, you know, they all talking smack about Tank. Like, shoot, Terrence Crawford even saying Tank should be on his undercard. Like, it's
Oh,
that
you just a
crazy
hater
stuff.
too. You just a hater too, then.
Yeah, you sound
You
just like a hater, bro. You sound like a
Y'all
real
let
hater.
me catch the super chat, bro.
Say you a hater without saying you are.
Y'all let me catch the super chat. Shout out to
See what I'm
Boxing Hacker
saying?
with the 5 piece in the super chat. Says, how can you call the Patty Donovan fight a robbery because the ref did a bad call, but when it's Roach, you say it's not a robbery. It was up to the ref. The ref's call in the Patty Donovan fight was a fucking disqualification, Boxing Hacker. There's a difference between disqualifying a fighter and stopping the fucking fight than a bad no knockdown call or a bad no warning or a bad no point deduction. It's two completely different things, bro.
That nigga getting bad at that devil's advocate shit. Like, bro,
Try again, bro. You got to get better. You used to be a little bit better than that, dog. You used to be a little bit better than that. You slipping. You falling off, bro. Get your shit together, man. Shout out to Not Me with the 5 piece in super chat. If it bleeds, it leads, as journalists would say. Anything regarding Tank, Nello, or AJ is always going to get more attention. Celebrity status is not easy. No, not me. You are 1,000% correct. My problem is this moral high ground that people try to act like they were on when people such as myself and what you just put see through the shit. Nigga, you don't really care. It's just Tank, so you care. You don't really care. You just wanted to show you care. Oh, I'm going to write a letter to the New York State Athletic Commission. You ain't wrote a letter before that for no robbery, and you ain't going to write no more letters after that. Where was your letter about Canelo to the commissions and shit? Like, niggas should be faking, bro. And that's what I'm trying to point out. Not that, you know, hey, if you got that opinion, whatever, rock out with it. But stop acting like your opinion is based on you want what's best for the sport. No, your opinion is based on, nigga, it's because it's Tank. Let's all be real about it.
So you're really talking about legacy media. You're talking about these quote unquote writers who have the quote unquote cachet and clout and all that kind of stuff. These are the individuals you're really speaking on.
Them, and there's a lot of YouTube channels. It's like, yo, I just want to fix the sport. We got to fix the sport of boxing. I don't like robberies and boxing. Take away from the sport. But yeah, that's the only robbery they cover. Quote unquote. Everybody, bro. Anybody that was covering this shit, but not covering what happened to Gausha, didn't cover what happened to motherfucking Michael Fox, didn't cover what happened to Conceição and shit. Nigga, you remember, Dub, after the Conceição fight, I did a whole live stream.
Round
by round.
I was on the show with you, nigga.
Yes, round by round, like, yo, they cheated this man, bro.
It's crazy work.
Nah, niggas making lives and shit talking about Lamont Roach want more money. I ain't gonna even say the name, but that shit is crazy, bro. The fight is already done, though. Like, that shit crazy.
All I know is
you want more money.
The information I got is the rematch is coming, and I showed paperwork. So
that shit is crazy.
Well,
I'm gonna leave it at that. But y'all go ahead, man. Channel's open. What's up?
Well, it's like my thing is like anything else, man. If it's a robbery, and no matter what the sport is, If this is a big game, it's going to get more coverage. People are going to say, "Oh shit, this is terrible." But if it's a game like let's say the Jets and the Giants are playing in Week 15, and it's a robbery, nobody gives a shit about that game. Nobody going to say nothing. There's always the big game or the big event. If it happens, that's when people are going to start talking. Now, as for these people who have a motive, yeah, maybe they do have a motive.
Outrage, though.
Yes, it is. But we know that. I mean, I don't know. That's going to always be a case in sports. I don't know why y'all think it's not. It's just going. That's just the dawn of time. That's how sports is.
Here's the thing, Terrence. That is how sports is. But boxing is stupid beyond a whole nother level because, like, at least a football fan or a basketball fan, like for the most part, like now some of them are outrageous, but for the most part, if you talk about if a basketball fan or a football fan is talking about a bad call in the game, unless that call happened within like the last 30 seconds of the game, they're not gonna be like, yo, man, the ref missed a call like 10 and a half minutes left in the fourth quarter, nigga. So that robbed us of the victory. No, they're gonna take it on the chin and be like, yo, we lost to the better team. Here's what our team should have did, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They're not gonna do it like this, bro. Niggas in football ain't gonna be like, yeah, that pass interference call that the ref missed with 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter, nigga, that cost us the game. Niggas gonna be like, man, we still had 11 minutes. We couldn't get no stop. Nigga missed a field goal. Nigga couldn't score a touchdown. We still got the ball with 2 minutes left in the game, and we was only down 3, and our quarterback threw an interception. Niggas gonna have some emotional intelligence about the sport that they support. In boxing, niggas is like, look, we know that nigga had 3.5 rounds left. We know that we don't know how the round would have got scored, even in a knockdown. They still could have scored it some other way if they thought Tank won the round. We know all of this shit. But fucking nigga, robbery, nigga. It was a robbery. If you just give him the knockdown, he just fucking win. Niggas just play dumb. So I get it. It's gonna be most talked about, but it was talked about in some of the most dishonest, most illogical, most agenda-driven ways that I've ever seen since I've started the channel, bro. And it all stems from it being because the fighter involved was Gervonta Tank Davis. And I stand on that, bro.
But I have a question for you, Mike. You don't think a lot of that is the same with Shakur? When he gets all the criticism he gets, is because people don't like Shakur as well? That's what I'm saying. This works. To me, this works. What?
Yo, hello?
It's because Shakur be full of shit, man.
Why is he full of shit? Because you don't like him, right?
Oh, no,
Sonny,
no,
that's
no,
what I'm saying.
That's not why. That's not why. That's not why.
Go ahead.
Because I actually paid attention
This is
to what he
actually
said.
why.
Like,
You already came out and said you a hater.
No, I could be a hater, but I could be objective too.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
What's the thing?
You a hater, you a hater. There's no objective hating.
Look what. Okay, here's an example. Shakur talking about Lamont Roach, right? And not just him, but his fans talking about Roach's herrings leftovers, and look what Shakur did to herring, right? Okay, what about that same logic? What about that same logic being applied to Haratunian? Because didn't Haratunian get dropped and lose to Frank Martin? And didn't Shakur after the fight complain that Haratunian was moving too much, holding too much? It was hard to look good against that kind of style, and he needs to learn to cut the ring off. And people were still praising Haratunian as a good opponent for him, but shitting on Frank Martin, who beat Haratunian whenever it came to Tank. It'd be things like that.
Are you talking about the same Frank Martin that ducked Shakur? That Frank Martin?
Yeah, Frank Martin beat Haratunian and dropped him.
Okay.
So I mean, like,
that's Frank Martin.
Barely got by Haratunian.
Y'all can hear me?
Barely.
Do you hear him complaining like Shakur did, though?
Say it again.
Y'all know
Did you hear him complain? Did you hear him complain?
Y'all know why.
After the fight, in that post-fight interview, he said it was hard for him to look good against that kind of style because the dude moved too much and he was holding too much.
He beat him up, man.
Yo, you out of order, man. You got my sister on timeout. You out of order.
That's what he said. That's taking it out the curve now. That's what he said.
I want to say something.
Out of order, man.
She booed me, man. Hold on, let me go to JD. Before I do that, let me catch a super chat. Shout out to Broken
JD. Yeah,
Broken Danger say May 2nd can't come fast enough. JD, what you got for the show? What's up, bro?
I know I didn't hear y'all niggas say that Phoenix is a hater because non-selling Bud Dusty should not have Tank on. Y'all niggas call him a hater? What the fuck?
Captain Hater.
Y'all are fucking stupid. That's all that means, bro. Because why would a nigga that don't sell beat a main event to a nigga that doesn't need to go to a different country to sell out in America. That makes no fucking sense. Are you serious right now, bro? Like, the young niggas understand.
What you talking about?
They no
Oh, you know they serious.
Y'all are playing fucking stupid. If you, I like the Bud. It's not even support at this point. It's just dicky in, bro. Y'all got to stop this shit, bro. For real. This shit don't make no sense. Why would Tank be on the undercard of Bud Crawford? If Canelo's not fighting Bud on that same card, then Tank would not need to be on the undercard of Bud. In fact, Bud would be the matter of fact, Bud wouldn't even be a co-main. That nigga might fight on the
Yeah.
That's almost like saying
Bud'll
Canelo
never
should
be
fight
on
on
a damn
Camboso's
undercard.
undercard.
Bud'll never be on nobody's undercard, bro.
that nigga be on the Tank undercard. Nigga, fuck
No,
wrong
he
with
would not. He'd never be on the Take undercard.
I
Sounds
don't
like a
think they'll
dream.
ever. I don't
Sounds like
think
a
they'll
dream.
ever be. I don't think they'll ever be on each other's undercard. Y'all let Bella get in. Bella, hold on. Let me catch a super chat, Bella, and we'll go to you.
Let me get in
Shout out
after
Envy.
Bella.
Shout out Envy, the guy with the 5-piece in the super chat. Said, I bet money boxing hacker never talked about no other robberies in the sport. He only brings up Tank versus Roach because he hates Tank. He's a hypocrite. Bella, what's up? You got it, man. It's on you, man.
KO, do you have a problem with me? What's up with me going to timeout? What's up with that?
You hurt my feeling. You booed me.
I was throwing tomatoes too. I was about to throw tomatoes, and then you put me in timeout.
Well, you can go back and throw tomatoes, but I had to put you in timeout for a minute. Now, if you throw tomatoes, I'm not responsible for how long the next timeout is. I'm just saying. No, I'm messing around. You good?
All
you know you good. You know it's all good. I was just messing with. That's why I was only a minute.
He out of order, sis. He out of order.
He's been out of order the whole show. He's been out of order the whole show.
They don't like when these facts get thrown around. You know you good over here, man. I was just messing. I was just playing because you know I be having to block y'all sometimes. Y'all be hurting my feelings and shit, man. I don't like getting booed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not used to getting booed. I'm like Tank Davis. Usually the crowd don't boo me. You know what I'm talking about? So I gotta get that right. Joseph, what's up, man?
Hey, you lucky, KO.
Right,
if I had it, I would have gave you the drop right now.
He must have got his hair done. Yeah, KO got his hair done 2 days ago or something, man.
That's fucked up. Go ahead, Joseph. What's up, man?
All right, for that football comparison you made, that's hecka faulty because like after every Chiefs game, you know I'm a Chiefs fan. After every Chiefs game, it don't matter when the call was. They talking about witchcraft, we cheating, this and that. Like that's not a good comparison.
I literally said for the most part. Y'all do get that. Y'all an exception, but it's because y'all win a lot, bro.
Nigga, are you from Kansas City?
We used to get that as a Patriots fan.
That's one team. That's one team you talking about. I'm talking about for the most part, bro.
All right, but that's one Tank though. That's what I'm saying.
And it don't be all of the NFL. It be that one team that y'all.
It be the whole NFL.
No, it don't. No, it don't, bro.
All right.
Not
The
at all.
The Patriots have the same hate.
But go. I don't want to start talking about football and shit, bro. Y'all keep it on boxing. What else we got, bro? What else y'all got? Anybody see? Now that we got Doug right side and we got Joseph up here, man. Y'all want to have a little Devin Haney conversation, man?
It don't matter to me. You already know.
Before we do that, I just want to know how serious it was to be comparing that. Like, do you truly believe that Tank is gonna be on the undercard of fucking Bud Crawford, bro?
No,
it's Canelo.
No,
it ain't Bud.
That's not confirmed. That's not. These niggas are talking about generally.
Who's talking about generally?
No.
Your boy, Bud Crawford.
Nah, Bud said
Bud
said on the undercard of him and Canelo, that would be cool, that would be dope, but he don't think Tank would do it because Tank is too arrogant.
No guarantee that Canelo is gonna fight this nigga. Hasn't been announced.
How it ain't?
Exactly. No, it ain't guaranteed. It ain't guaranteed.
He might
at this point, they're still talking.
I better hope in Saudi Arabia don't tell Turkey, nigga, we stopping all boxing shit, and all the cards get canceled, nigga.
Exactly.
It sounds like that's what y'all wish that'll happen.
Shout out to not me. Shout out to not me with the 5-piece in the Super J. Says if Alashik tells BC Bud Crawford to fight on someone's undercard, Bud Crawford will have no choice. And there's nothing wrong with that. Get your money's worth.
Exactly. That's why Devin O'Brien's undercard.
Oh yeah, Joseph. Yes, I do hope that Turkey is gone from the sport sooner than later. Yes.
That's crazy. These fighters out here getting paid.
Yeah, 100%.
And you hoping that they paydays go away?
They're not getting paid.
I'm not hoping they go away. I'm hoping they paydays get realistic again. Yeah,
What
I'm
you mean?
hoping.
Like,
I'm hoping
PO
they pay
got like
that.
a
I'm hoping that American fighters come back to America and fight again. Yo, I hope that shit. I hope that
my guy
somebody
fighting
who
in
comes.
America.
I hope somebody. I hope that a government who believes in not giving people rights, a government that's a dictatorship where all of their power is passed down because of who you were born to from one family to another. I don't want that government controlling the sport that I love. So I'll be happy as fuck when Turkey is gone. Because let's make no mistake about it. Turkey is not acting under his will. It's at the will of the Saudi Arabian government because that's whose money he's spending. So it's all for them. And I don't want Saudi Arabia running the sport of boxing. Sorry, bro.
Hey,
Well, they
money
gonna
talk.
get
Money
Niggas
talk.
gonna try to act like when you come over to other content creators channels and shit, they'll try to act like they're just being objective and they just only like Turkey because of the money that he brings to the sport or he giving me the fights I want. No, nigga, they probably like Turkey because they getting paid to like Turkey. They probably like Turkey because they got some sort of hate towards PBC. Maybe they didn't get a media credential. Maybe they got in the motherfucking maybe they got into it with a PBC fighter and they didn't like him or some shit. I don't know. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't like his fucking agenda, bro. So I'm not fucking with him.
He
Tell me
putting
you're
up the
talking about
bag
Fred
though.
when you ain't saying
KO,
To be
something
KO,
else.
real,
but
them
Saudi
fighters ain't getting paid
Arabia,
as much as they
Saudi
say.
Arabia is our ally.
well.
Saudi
Listen,
Arabia is a U.S. ally.
but every main event that them Saudis having, them shits is losing money.
Yep,
Every
They
main
they
give a
ain't they
event.
ain't
fuck.
been
It
in,
ain't
they
your
ain't been in the
money.
black yet. They've lost money on every fight.
That
That's
is
why the
true.
It
fighters
ain't
the
your
fighters right
money. Why
now
you worry
they
about it?
you're,
Obviously, they don't
no
care.
here's the
About the fight.
I
no here's the thing about it. Here's the thing
Motherfuckers
about
worried
it.
about
Because
a billion
what happens is
trillionaires' money.
gotta
those
be.
fighters are just getting the same guarantees that they would have got had they stayed over here in America
And
because they're not getting
No,
nothing
they
on the
not.
back end. Yes, it is
Why do you
because they're not
care?
getting nothing on the back end. They not. But you can't
What
you
Why
that
do
like
mean?
you
They
look
making
care
a
at
lot of
though?
money on the front end.
what do you mean? Why does he care?
what do you mean why do I care? Because that's why fights is not happening. Like think about it. The people who's
He
not
getting on the
able to
fights.
step hold on.
You getting fights
Here's
made though.
what fights have been made besides we had what
Better
Francis
be
and Ngannou and
versus
Tyson Fury.
Bivol.
Was that what we wanted? Better be
We
Evan
got two
Bivol is the
undisputed.
only.
We got
We
two
we
undisputed
have better be
fights
Evan Bivol. We
made
had
already.
Usyk and Joshua. Better be Evan
Yep.
Bivol. We have Fury and Usyk. Okay, outside of those three, what are the
We
fights that
had a
people want to
fire
see?
ass card.
That
We had
dude
a fire
Walker
ass
versus
heavyweight card
Turkey.
in December. We had a bomb ass card this
I'm not
past
talking
which
about
you
what's coming. I'm
in
talking
December.
about so far. What outside of them three have we seen so far that people actually wanted?
The undercards.
People
Them fights
want
be lit too.
people. Those
Yes.
fights
The
were lit.
April 22nd
Yes.
fight. Let me say the February
I
22nd
get it.
card was one
All
of the
you
Can't
best
even
cards
name the
we
all
had
you
this
cards.
far.
B-side
What are you
Name,
ass
talking about?
fans is
name who
getting
was
nervous
That
fighting
because you're
in
That's
not
past
paying
crazy.
attention.
KO.
that
KO,
card
can I
was
comment on
doodle.
that?
Here you
That's
go.
why
KO, can
all
I
you
comment on
all
that?
you B-side
Hey,
fan,
Bella,
all you
what's
Devin
up?
Haney
Yeah, tell your
fans,
boy to
you
send a
Terrence
contract if he
Crawford
really the A
fans,
side.
you Shakur Stevenson fan, all you B-side ass fans, you're getting worried because that money about to
Yeah.
run out, and now your
He
fighter gonna have to get
No, you hope it
right.
run out. You hope it
KO,
run out.
KO, can I comment on
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Because
want that to happen.
Yeah, you
Y'all
go.
just
Everybody
mad because he
Y'all
actually
let me
making
let
these fighters fight.
Bella,
Fight Sport Talk say
what's
this,
Yo,
up?
what
man.
mic,
Fight
bro?
Sport Talk, go ahead. One mic at a time. Fight Sport Talk, go ahead, man. I'm listening.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, KO. First time I was on, we disagreed a lot about Al Heyman and everything. I understand. I agree with a lot of what you're saying about Turki Al-Sheikh, but I've been saying on a lot of shows that him trying to control boxing, which is, I agree with you, that's what he's trying to do. Like every other promoter, Al Heyman being one of them, he's not going to succeed. He'll try, but they're not going to get rid of the Ali Act and all this shit. So I don't see. I agree that Turkey, there's reasons to not trust him. Much like I don't trust any of these promoters. I treat them like politicians. But Turkey is not unique in that way. I mean, the country of Saudi Arabia has a very shady past, and so does Turkey. But that goes for Daniel Kinahan, that goes for James Prince, that goes for Don King. So
Facts.
I don't see any reason to treat Turkey. Again, I don't trust him. I've said on multiple panels, I think Turkey is going to ruin this David Benavidez, Dimitri Bivol fight. And that, as a huge fan of both guys, that really pisses me off. So Turkey, yeah, he's guilty like all these promoters, but he's not unique in that way. I just wanted to say that.
No, where he's unique at, and what I want everyone to understand, because y'all don't understand how big of a point this is. This is where he's unique. Those promoters that you mentioned, that is private money, that is their money, that is their funds that they were able to go get, whether it be out of their own pocket or they got investors. Turkey is backed by a government. His money is
True.
government funding. That is a big deal. Because when your money is government funding, you are going to act at the behest of that government. So he's not out this bitch like those promoters. They got their own self gain. I'm trying, American Dream. I'm Don King. I'm trying to get my money up. I'm Al Heyman. I'm trying to get my bag. I'm trying to compete. I'm trying to make sure that I do my thing and get my money. 100%. He's out this bitch at the behest of the Crown Prince, and the Crown Prince is out there beheading journalists because they don't agree with him. Like, we don't want a nigga like that running boxing, bro.
Hold on.
Hey, real quick. Hold on, let me just say this.
Not American.
Yo, let him respond to KO first, bro.
Go ahead, Price.
KO. I'm not defending Turkey Al-Sheikh, but I mean, if you really want to get into it, Ari Emanuel, who runs the UFC, he has ties to certain figures that aren't exactly the most humanitarian in the world. So this goes in both directions. Don King, I mean, he took the Rumble of the Jungle to an African dictator who was killing people if they spelt the president's name wrong on tickets. So this goes in all directions. I understand what you're saying, but Turkey's entire, let me make this clear. Turkey's entire dream of owning the UFC and running it like a dictator, etc., it is a farce. It is a joke. He's never going to succeed with that. He thinks he can, but all these guys, they have their own emotional wet dreams about what they can control. He's not going to be able to control the entire sport just because he talks about, just because he's got Turkish money behind him. There's no reason to panic and think, oh, he'll succeed. He won't.
I'm not panicked. He on his way out this shit. I'm not panicked at all.
I'd be surprised if he make it to the end of 2026 the way he's going.
The birds are coming, the chickens are coming home to roost. Niggas need to start worrying about what they're gonna do next. Listen, if you ain't already,
all right, we agree on that.
Got you in his plans for the next 18 months. You might well go ahead and start figuring out what you're gonna do next. Like you might.
But real quick, KO,
if you ain't there by the end of 2026, he gonna be doing number TKO.
But
unless
KO,
you planning to go be on TKO promotions, you better get the fuck on down. I'm telling you right now.
This is the good thing, though. You brought it out. The good thing is that because of the competition that he's bringing to the promotional aspect of boxing, now you got PBC and Top Rank starting to have to work together.
Man,
so this is a good thing.
This
is a good thing.
That shit don't mean shit if have a venue to sell.
Ain't no more sides of the streets.
There's no. See, what y'all missing is that
forcing their hand.
They're bringing these big fights into a country that has no marketability for boxing, bro. All that's there is the event.
Bro, but who cares? They putting up the money.
But hold on. What if you go? What if we put these same events in America? You gotta think about ticket sales.
They actually make money.
You gotta think about,
but they are doing
venue.
That. But they are doing that.
No, they're not.
He did, man. He did one in LA. He's doing one in New York.
It's
what if?
But only fought in America.
Man, you put that shit in. If you would put,
we are getting Cinco de Mayo. Hold on. Let me say this. Y'all saying that shit, but for Cinco de Mayo weekend, we are getting the biggest Mexican star in Saudi Arabia and a Japanese dude fighting in Vegas. That's what he giving you. Y'all keep
and then
going.
Ryan Garcia and Raleigh fighting in New York.
Want to see Canelo in his home. What's wrong with that?
And then he's giving you Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney on the same card in New York, but when they fight each other, they fight in Saudi Arabia.
So why PBC putting David Benavidez on Cinco de Mayo then? Why he taking advantage of that?
Bro, if you put Benavidez and let's say you put Bivol and Benavidez in Vegas, you don't think that shit gonna sell way better than it would in Saudi Arabia?
It would.
Why Benavidez on Cinco de Mayo?
100-fold. That's not
Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia in Saudi Arabia.
That shit won't move shit, bro.
That's what he want to see in his home country.
You know what y'all are
putting the money up. I don't see the problem with it. Like,
you know what y'all are forgetting.
Bro, he got another 18 months. Get it off, Turkey. Get all that shit off. He on his way out.
Where's your proof on that? Like you normally be
the
having
proof is in the pudding.
This sound like
it's the same proof I had when I told you that he wasn't doing this shit for the good of the sport. He wasn't trying, and you was telling me,
"How is he not doing this for the good of the sport?
He loved this," and I told you he was trying to take over the goddamn sport. And now look at who turned out to be right. That's what my proof is.
KO, one promoter doing anything for the good of the sport. Every promoter is doing it for their own
Dana White
common interest.
And he only got 18 months left of obligations. Then it's gonna be him and Dana. Dana just told you that, bro.
Yeah. All promoters are in this for they say that they're in it for the good of the sport, whatever. That's all a bullshit virtue signal. They're always in it for themselves. I don't think Turkey is unique in this way. He's no different than all these other promoters.
No, he's a little different. Here's the thing.
Nah,
Here's one thing the people
The
don't
only
know.
difference, he got more money than all
That's
of
the
them.
difference.
He don't know what the hell he doing.
Yeah, he putting up that money. He
Well,
giving
That's
people
one
their
thing.
highest paydays.
That's a huge difference. Like I don't see Al Heyman. I don't see Bob Arum. I don't see them having to take their card of the century from a 20,000 seat stadium to a 6,000 seat stadium. I don't see them having to make moves like that the day before a fight. So there's a lot of differences. If y'all really want to get into them, we can get into them. I don't see them getting tricked into having the best fight on their card be free while the rest of the card is on pay-per-view. Like I don't see them doing shit like that, bro.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
see,
we
that's
can
what
get
I was
into
just
that.
about
We
to
can get
Didn't
into
the
that.
That's what I
PBC
was just
wasn't the
about to say.
PBC paying the
Man,
networks
Fundora
to
fight
air
was
free
just
fights?
empty. So I don't know what y'all talking about.
What?
We can
When
get into
PBC
that.
first came,
KO.
What did you
KO, we
say?
can get into.
Was
Al
PBC
Heyman
doing
was
what?
paying. They were paying networks to air fights for free when he first got in the game.
How the fuck are
Nobody
they
else was
paying
doing that.
anybody that he has that Al Heyman has a contract with?
Bro, you just started watching boxing like 2 years ago.
Bro, you're
I can't
fucking
even have a
stupid. You
discussion with
love
you.
to assume shit. They
I'm
have
saying
a
when the
full-fledged
PBC,
contract with
did
these
you know
motherfuckers.
that the PB? Stop talking for a second. You know when the PBC first came into the scene, they were actually paying the networks to air the
Bro,
fights for free. You
love
know
the
you
way
get fights for free, right?
fuck they talk about, bro. I love that, bro. How are you paying somebody that you have a network promotional deal with? That makes no fucking sense, bro.
That's why we didn't see the who was that one time Thurman fight? We had to
Go
watch
do
that
your
shit on
fucking
YouTube. We couldn't
homework.
watch that shit on
Bro,
Prime
you're an
because they didn't
idiot,
pay
bro.
to put it in America,
You're
so
an
we can
idiot,
watch it.
bro.
Yeah, y'all ain't never heard of payola?
These niggas, oh my god. This nigga just said I started watching boxing 2 years ago, but he don't
You
fucking
literally
understand.
did, man, because
The
you
same
clearly.
guy
I
that
mean,
said that he would be on that Tank would be on the undercard of Bud Crawford. This guy's a
Bro,
fucking
you
it's
idiot,
fuck.
bro.
Canelo. Why you
I ain't
keep
never said
saying that?
anything
You
like that.
You
disingenuous.
did say that,
That's
but that's
Nah,
disingenuous.
lies.
JB's legit slow.
You just a
So
hater.
the fucking
See, here's one thing
hey
about Turkey that
Joseph,
people
you
keep
need to
on
close your
ignoring.
mouth because your mans need to make sure his chin still work, bro.
Hey, we ain't
Worry
worried
about your
about none
boy,
of that,
bro.
man. We ready for May
Stop coming
2nd.
at me, bro.
You
You need
can
to
you
worry about your
keep
boy
that talk.
Devin Haney
We ain't worried
I
about
think
none
and
of
this
make
that.
sure
seems.
his
I
chin
think this is
work
pretty
good.
We ain't
pointless.
worried about none of that.
Cause how it's looking, Ramirez gonna stop that boy. You
Man,
better stay
hey,
focused
keep
on that.
listening. Hey, what you gonna say when
You
he
Man,
better
don't?
stay
What you
focused
gonna
on
say
that.
when my boy 10
You
Tuna?
better stay focused
man.
What
on
you
that.
gonna say
KO,
that?
Okay,
KO.
What you
Y'all
I
gonna
let
say
me
think
catch
then?
the super chat,
KO.
man.
I
What you
Y'all
gonna
boys
say
going
then,
on.
JD?
Hold up. Y'all let me catch the super chat, man. Shout out to Jup with the 5-piece, no biscuit and super chat. Best year in boxing this decade was 2023 pre-Turkey. He's done nothing special except provide outs for B-sides and pay above market, which will crash it. That's a fact.
Well,
Al Haymon paid
I
above
agree.
market.
I agree
Did
with
it
this
crash?
guy. Well, I don't think he's crashed the market. I don't think it's going to crash. I think this guy's really onto something. That the Turkey overpaying fighters is not a great thing because that leads to fighters thinking that their market value is higher than it should be, and that leads to nightmares and pricing themselves out of fights, all that stuff. We get it. But I know it sounds like I'm defending Turkey here, but all promoters do this. Eddie Hearn did this. Frank Warren did this. Al Heyman did this. Bob Arum did this. They all overpay. They promise you the world when they first get into the market because they want to make themselves look like the most fight-friendly organization. So Turkey, he hasn't really done anything that these guys haven't done already. The only difference is that he's got more money and he's doing a good job of getting promoters together. And it's not going to sustain forever. And I mean, no business model sustains itself forever. So this will fall and collapse. The only question is when.
Well, that's not
Devin
the
Haney
only
got $3
difference.
million
That's
to
not the
fight
only
with Eddie
difference
Hearn.
with Turkey. The other difference with Turkey is he's not making money on any of the cards he's putting on. And on top of overpaying
That's true.
people, here's the problem. Here's the problem with Turkey overpaying people, especially when it's the B-side guys. See, the problem is the people still haven't figured out that fans are where the money comes from. Even if you got the government behind you, giving you this money to give people these guarantees, you still got to get money from the fans. Otherwise, you're operating at a loss. Because look at it like this. The guarantees that they get, people is talking about it's their highest payday. If we're to believe that this is their highest payday and at the same time see what they're putting out is what the purses were, for that last fight in Riyadh on the 22nd, what they said was the biggest that they've ever had, the fight card of the century. If we're to believe that that was the biggest that these guys have ever been paid, especially for someone like Shakur, and we also look at Bud and some of these other guys that are around that way that people care about. Okay, what 2.1 million is what they was reporting for Shakur as his purse for that?
Yeah,
I'm looking at it like, okay,
something like that.
But then look at this, right? They moved that arena from 25,000 to 6,000, and 6,000 people didn't even show up. The arena was still barely half full, so you know they ain't got no money from the live gate. Like if those purses that they put out on Twitter was accurate, in order to break even just to cover those purses, this fight would have had to sell 1.235 million. And we know damn well they sell over 1 million, which means they were not getting nothing on the back end. That's the problem with operating at a loss that people is not getting. If the fight card loses money, the fighters get nothing on the back end. What they get is the guarantee, and that's it. And y'all seriously think Turkey is throwing money away from that? If these fighters are getting paid as much as he's saying, why are they not on the list of highest paid boxers for the year? If they're getting as much as they're saying,
well,
he was the only one. Usyk and Fury were the only ones. Usyk and Fury were the only ones, but even then, the amount was not as high as they said it was.
Well, Phoenix, let's wait and see who.
Even on the Forbes list, man.
Let's wait and see who gets. Let's wait and see who ends up getting paid the most when these new reports come out. But again, all the promoters, they all. I mean, I could name.
Got to do with any of that.
That's where you got Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk at the highest paid.
Well, yeah, that's one example. But I mean, we could all rip apart the deal that Bob Arum did with Tyson Fury, where I don't know how many millions they lost, but it was ridiculous. They paid for two. They paid Tyson Fury. Yeah, they paid Tyson Fury crazy millions for fights nobody cared about, thinking this would build up the Wilder fight. And again, they probably lost somewhere in the ballpark of 40-50 million. So. Yeah. And Eddie Hearn, similar thing. I did an interview with a boxing insider who said that apparently Terence Crawford was paid somewhere around 20 million for the Israel Madrimov fight, and I'm trying to get a follow-up interview with this guy because I want to find out if that's true, and if it is, then DAZN would have lost maybe 50 million on that show. So yeah, I'm not defending Turki Al-Sheikh overpaying and everything. That's a terrible move because eventually you will start running into the red too much, and that's going to hurt anybody's business. And that same thing, but that happened to Al Heyman as well. So but it also happened to
But you see, that was last year, and Bud wasn't on that list of highest paid boxers for last year. Yeah. If he really did make that 20 million, he would have been on it. So
y'all let me catch this super chats, man. Shout out to my dog Boxing Hacker. He says Turkey isn't a promoter and he doesn't overpay fighters. Their payout is based on their business model.
Boxing Hacker is wrong.
Boxing fans is crazy.
Man, Boxing Hacker don't know.
Boxing Hacker stay cooking, man. He stay cooking. Keep cooking, man. They gonna keep paying.
Man, you can't burn TV dinners and call it cooking.
This guy's cooking. Of course, the doofus would say he's cooking. That's crazy.
Yeah, where was all the accountants when Al Heyman and the PBC lost like $500 million in their first 2 years or so?
Nobody said nothing.
Nothing. I proved that. Quiet as a church mouse.
Record records, kid.
Quiet as a church mouse.
Prove it. Or it didn't happen.
I ain't gotta prove it, man. This is goddamn reading.
I can prove it's not true.
This ain't it. But the panel wasn't even that hard.
Who got background noise?
Yeah,
Terrence mute. Where were the security?
Somebody's nutting up.
You ain't hear no shit about Al Heyman talking about he about
Chance, keep yourself muted.
Either, though.
Bro, hold on. This nigga Chance just asked who got background noise when he got background noise. That's crazy. I ain't never seen
that's tough.
That's crazy work.
Sound like his lady might have been getting on to him. He didn't know she had. He didn't know it was him yet. He was like, "Oh shit, that's me." Fuck.
Sound like he was watching Martin or some shit, bro.
Shout out Todd Draper with the 5-piece no biscuit super chat. I love how people talk about PBC and how they're running out of money. I'm yet to hear him address Top Rank being homeless in a few months. Fact.
They would never say that. They would never say that.
Hey, I was never the one saying PBC was gonna get out of boxing because they was losing money or whatnot. But Al Heyman had a plan, and God damn it, if it's gonna cause money, I don't have to prove shit to you, man. Do some
Of course you
goddamn
don't know how to
research.
do it, bro. You don't know what the fuck you
What's
talking
wrong with
about.
you? You all want somebody. You want them dudes is like, can you read this to me?
It don't make
Like,
no
nah, bro.
fucking
You gotta do
sense.
the, you gotta do your own
How the
research.
fuck they losing
I'm
and then
sorry.
they on
You just
finding
started watching boxing literally
He
about 5
told
years
you to
ago.
go
shut up.
I wouldn't
study.
even say
Shut up,
2.
fucking dweeb. Shut up.
Well, again, what's happening to Al Heyman isn't much different to what Frank Warren went through, where it looked like his career was pretty much done, and we were just waiting for him to retire. But now he's suddenly the best promoter in the UK again, toppling Eddie Hearn. So Al Heyman, the reason why Al Heyman stands out is because he keeps hanging on to these fighters, and the amount of shows he's able to do just keeps going down, and he's refusing to work with other promoters. But he's not the only guy who's done this.
How?
So
And he's sending his fighters to
No,
different
no.
networks, bro. What are you?
He's not
because
refusing to work with other promoters. PBC has been putting on the most
Shout out to my
profitable
dog
card.
Hollywood with
Their
the
card,
2 feet in the super chat. He say every sports fan pocket watch NFL, NBA, MLB, etc. He's right. Y'all go ahead.
yeah, PBC has been putting on the highest selling pay-per-view events in boxing. Like the biggest cards in boxing have been with Al Heyman ever since he started working with Floyd Mayweather. The biggest fights in boxing have all had Al Heyman's name attached to them. So to believe that he don't know what he's doing in boxing, he out here losing
Most of
money
them was joint
whenever he
venture.
turning a
hold
profit.
on. I'm not criticizing everything Al Heyman's done, but Al Heyman's made plenty of mistakes. I mean, there's a reason why his business is on its last legs.
How the fuck he's still in boxing if he making all them mistakes?
Last
Fuck is
leg,
the zone still in boxing after
listen,
losing $1 billion?
I can answer this easily,
What,
but
Y'all be asking the dumb
what
questions.
events have they lost
as
to?
of last December, the zone is 1.46 billion in the hole, and they've been around the same
Cool.
amount of time as
Yeah,
PBC
they
You're
only
has.
proving
lose
my
like 10
point.
years.
You're
months.
proving my point.
The zone
So
is
why the
the
fuck is
biggest.
how's
can I
Turkey
answer?
about to leave
Can I
boxing
answer?
because he's losing money?
Can I answer?
That's nigga.
Because
The nigga said he out of this bitch in 2 years.
When?
Because the
well,
zone is a
Oh, the
network,
zone is
not a
calling,
promoter.
not because he's been
The
losing
zone is a
money and shit.
network.
KO.
well,
I mean,
okay. Well,
Netflix
if you
loses
if
money
I
you
can
every
say
year.
Yeah.
anything.
So
It's the
if
zone's a network.
if
Hey,
all right,
KO.
to the guy who
Hold on a second. What's up, Pay? What's going on?
Hey, didn't Turkey say he out of this bitch in 18 months?
Dana White said that he had that Turkey said, I got about 1 or 2. This is what he said on the Twitter spaces. He says, I got some obligations for the next 1 or 2 years. I'll be willing to work with promoters for another 18 months if it makes sense for me. And then Dana White doubled down on that, and he said, Turkey has about 18 months of obligations, and we're going full steam ahead with the TKO promotion. So Turkey is changing from working with every promoters to now he's just going to be trying to do his thing with Dana White to see if they can build that and turn it into the UFC of boxing, trying to take over boxing in that way. So that's what he's moving to. So that is why guys like Eddie Hearn, guys like Frank Warren, Oscar De La Hoya, you better start doing your goddamn job. You better start making your own fights.
Exactly.
You better start getting your own
and they're
deals
not going to be.
and doing your own thing. Otherwise, you gonna be up shit creek without a paddle.
I feel like that's it.
And they're not going to be able to.
Oscar gonna be the one hurt the most.
You still need an American. You still need an American home or American fan base in order to make that work.
For sure, you
Oh,
need
it'll
fan
work.
bases
It'll
everywhere.
work.
Just
It'll
just
work though.
The pay structure that they released, the mere fact, like, so the problem is Dana White was able to break into a very young sport. MMA was a very young sport. There wasn't a lot of established businesses in MMA. And so he was able to break in and do his things, and paying those fighters $100,000, $200,000. That shit worked for them starting off to where they was able to monopolize shit and act like the other MMA companies didn't exist, because that was a lot of money to them. Now in boxing, this shit been around for hundreds of years. There was no Bob Arum in UFC, bro, or MMA, I should say. There's no Al Heyman in MMA. There's no Eddie Hearn and then his daddy Barry Hearn or whatever, where they passing a legacy promotional company in boxing down from generation to generation. It's been around 40, 50 years. There was none of that shit.
But
in
y'all
MMA.
act like Turkey didn't say
that's
he
all.
did
So the problem that league is gonna have is you underpaying drastically to what these guys can make outside of your league. Number one. Number two, your own ranking system and your own fifth belt. Niggas ain't gonna be checking for that, bro.
Yeah,
they're
that
not gonna be
probably.
On top of that,
that's why I'm saying they're not going to be able to.
I was going to
Say
say,
he's just going to track like the mid tiers and The motherfuckers is on their way out the door. Ain't none of these big stars or the the big ticket fighters. They ain't signed up to the
It's
TKO.
gonna be
But
like the
Turkey said
Contender or the Ultimate
a
Fighter,
couple of months
basically.
ago that he wanted to do something for the prospects and the mid-tier fighters. Like, y'all act
This
like
is
he didn't
just a
say that.
clear
Yeah.
indication
Like, y'all use
running out of
everything.
fucking money, bro.
He
That's
said
all
it though.
it is. He's running out of breach, bro. He not gonna be spending that type of money that he's spending now. When
Yeah,
he
he's
gets,
changing his business model. If you know business, it's a last ditch effort, right? We come in, we spend a shit ton of money, we try to get control. I'm getting promoters to work together. Okay, this shit not working. You can't keep spending tens of millions of dollars. We're not taking over the sport like we want to. What's your next plan? Okay, I'm gonna change everything up. I'm gonna try to start this league. If this league don't work, shit's over with, bro.
It's gonna be just like when he tried
Yeah,
something.
Cool.
yeah.
it's gonna be
If
Don
it
Lee
don't work,
2.0.
Who the fuck
good
gonna run this
riddance.
damn
His ass
current
gonna be
situation
turkey.
Which is
But
which
if
is
it,
why if I'm Eddie Hearn, if I'm Oscar De La Hoya, you better start trying to make big fights for your own fighters. And if you fighters that's on these cards coming up with Turkey, you might want to start thinking about having a backup plan because shit can
Yeah,
change in the
exactly.
end.
If
They
he,
fuck
if,
around like so because what
right?
y'all gotta understand, bro, is he's supposed to be supposedly paying Canelo Alvarez $100 million for this fight that he got on May 3rd. He got months
Which is a
anyway who
terrible
signed a
decision.
$20 million. He got months anyway who signed a $20 million deal with him. He's funding out big money for the Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, and Teofimo Lopez card. Let that weekend lose them a bunch of money.
It's free.
Shit
They
Yeah,
could
they
already
change.
gonna
probably
lose
yeah
money.
they
Shit
What are
could
you
probably
change.
will
talking
lose.
about?
But
Shit could
can
change.
I?
No, listen to me, bro. Shit could change where his boss, because it's not his money, could look at him and be like, nigga, you just lost $50 million in one weekend, or you just lost 40 million, whatever it is in one weekend. Nigga, we pulling the plug on all this shit. So
Yeah, for
stay
real.
tuned, bro.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised if cards don't start getting canceled around this motherfucker quickly, bro.
yeah. And
It sounds
if
like
that
y'all
does
want it to
happen,
happen
then
though.
we'll.
And the
No, no,
fact that
no.
was
It
talking
will.
about the
Here's the
Rolly and
thing. It
Ryan
will.
card being
Here's the thing.
outdoors too.
Just to piggyback off of what KO said, it will happen. I mean, that's. I know my channel is Fight Sport Talk. I cover MMA as well. That's exactly what happened to a lot of MMA companies before the UFC bought them. They kept losing amazing amounts of money, so they had to keep canceling their events, and then they had to sell out to the UFC. So yeah, that will happen. But just to respond to the guy who I don't know who it was
Hey
who
man, I'm
asked.
sorry to cut you off, bro, but I got a
Sorry.
super chat and it's 10:30. I gotta run, bro. But I'll be live Wednesday night, everybody. I appreciate everybody coming up to the panel. I gotta run. No, shout out to my dog
Thanks,
Jalen
KO.
James with the 5-piece, no biscuit and super chat. Says our own president running to the Middle East for bread. They ain't running out no money. Now it's whether or not you want to continue to pay for boxing. Saudi Arabia got money they gonna put in other shit. But look, salute to everybody, salute to Miss KO, salute to everybody that came through the channel tonight. I appreciate y'all. We'll be live Wednesday night at
Cowboys
7:30 p.m.
trash.
Central Time. Y'all come
Salute,
pull up
brother.
on me, and I'll see y'all later, man.
Peace.
We gone. Peace.
Cheers, KO. Thanks, man.